You can go to Roster Athletics if you actually want to check it out for yourself. The long jump on the infield is going on as we presently speak. So, welcome to the parish of St. Catherine. This for the Central Hurdles and Relays, the 2023 edition. It's all about track alert and track at the field happening on this beautiful Saturday morning. We have seen a lot of action on the track since morning, and action continues with the next event, the 4x1 Class 1 Girls, and will feature 4 schools in the first heat. Time the final, you may call it though, but it's going to be exceptional, many may think, as we saw earlier on, the 4x8 for girls, also the boys Class 2 and 1. We talk about the 400 meters hurdles, and we saw the girls 4x8 and the Class 1 girls are open 400 meters hurdles. So, as we say, next the first 4x100 meters. Excelsior there in lane 3 for the first heat of the 4x1. But we're going to give you some results as this race concludes, because it is certainly an exciting meet so far. Homewood Technical with Jody and Mitchell on anchor was supreme in that 4x8. Marking only 2 schools were in that race, but I tell you this much, it shows what Homewood has to offer in the 800 meters. The 400 meter hurdles was classic, as we saw one individual going 53.0, and that was from Kingston College. Another young man from Edwin Allen, who started step of going over most hurdles though. He clocked 53 high, but guess what? If he corrects that, he will go to 51 seconds at this present time in the season. But that was in the past. Now we're here, getting ready for the next event on the track. That's a 4x1. This is girls Class 1. Excelsior there in lane 3, St. Catherine High in 4, Edwin Allen in 5, and Homewood Technical in lane 6. Starter on his rostrum. Getting ready for the first 4x1, the 2023 Central Hurdles and Relays. Excelsior, St. Catherine, Edwin Allen, and Homewood Technical. Well, God has set them away. Great start it was this for Homewood Technical. They are in lane 6. On the inside of Homewood Technical in the light blue is Edwin Allen, St. Catherine. They are there just behind. And on this first changeover, it will be Edwin Allen just ahead of Homewood Technical on the back stretch. Edwin is gaining on Homewood Technical based on the stagger. They have a major advantage. They have the lead for this penultimate exchange. It's Edwin Allen out in front ahead of Homewood Technical on the outside. St. Catherine there in third, and Excelsior, they bring up the pack. Coming around the bend, Edwin Allen would hand over the baton in the top position. On the outside, Homewood Technical, they're in second with about 70 meters to go. The team from Frankfield is leading and will win the first 4x1 on the cards. Edwin, Homewood Technical, St. Catherine, and Excelsior, the 4 teams in the girls 4x1. This is the first heat on the cards. In the 2023 edition, it's all about the Central Hurdles and Relays. 46.11 seconds for Edwin, Homewood Technical second, 46.56. And in third, not on the board just yet, St. Catherine, 47.01. And you see the board, they have Conquerors, that's their name they call themselves. And Excelsior fourth, 47.94 seconds. So that's the first heat. Girls Class 1, 4x1. Looking already for the next event on the track. I think there may be just one heat in the 4x1 Class 1 though, to be honest. And the next event we have here is the Girls Class 2 4x1. And so just one heat in the 4x1. One heat to the 4x1 for Girls Class 2. Bustamante High, they're in the purple vest. They are in lane 2. Homewood Technical, maroon color in 3. In 4, Edwin Allen in the light blue. In 5, Excelsior in the golden top. And St. Catherine should be in lane 6. However, I don't see St. Catherine at the present time for the Girls Class 2 4x1. So we just saw a winning start from Edwin in the girls class 1 4x1. The big question is, will they continue in this girls class 2 4x1? So the 4x8 relay was the start of the relays earlier this morning, where Homewood Technical came out on top on the girls' side over Edwin Allen. Those were only the two schools in that event. So the girls are going into their respective blocks for the start of the next event on track, girls class 2 4x1. In terms of some of the results which happened earlier on, starting with the 4x800 meters open for girls. We'll give it in a very short while. Starting from the top, the steeplechase was the first event on the track, the 2,000 meters steeplechase for girls, won by Sanya Gibson from Edwin Allen with a time of 7 minutes 29.11 seconds. Tarika Clark of Homewood Technical was second, 7:47.65 seconds. Janelle Campbell, Edwin Allen third. No time was there. Oh, actually, she did not run, actually. DNF coming up. So the second 4x1 on the track. Bustamante, Homewood Technical, Edwin, and Excelsior. St. Catherine, they've made their way. They're in lane 6. So 5 facing the starter. The gun has sent them away. Great start from Edwin Allen and Homewood Technical on the inside in lane 3. They've gained on Edwin Allen on this opening leg. Homewood Technical will hand over the baton in the top position. On the outside, St. Catherine is in second. Excelsior also in the mix. But Homewood Technical on the inside. St. Catherine, they're on the outside for this penultimate exchange. Homewood Technical first. Oh, poor exchange on the outside from St. Catherine. So Homewood Technical sweeping around the bend in lane 3. They're in the maroon. They'll hand over the baton in the top position for the final exchange. It's Homewood Technical and St. Catherine on the outside. Edwin Allen has slipped into that second position. But Homewood is cruising home, taking the girls class 2 4x1, followed by Edwin Allen, St. Catherine, and Excelsior and Bustamante. They bring up the field 46.78 seconds. That's a flash time for Homewood Technical. 46.62 is the official time for Homewood Technical, and second is Edwin, 47.88 seconds, and third should be St. Catherine, not on the board just as yet, but 46.62 is the winning time. Edwin's time for second is 47.88 seconds, and St. Catherine is third, 48.04 seconds. First, second, and third on the cards in the girls class 2 4x1. Said before, some results. We gave you the girls steeplechase and the boys steeplechase, won by Kingston College's Ainsley Campbell. In second was Shawan Wardlow. So 6:24.69 seconds was the winning time in the boys class 1. This is steeplechase. 6:44.02 by Wardlow, Kingston College, was second, and third Peter Clark of Kingston College, 6:52.31 seconds. That's first, second, and third in the steeplechase for boys. 4x800 meters high school girls showcased Homewood Technical taking the top spot with a time of 8 minutes 52.99 seconds. Jordan Mitchell ran the anchor though, and the split time that we hear is, should I tell you though, 2:09 though. That's the time that we hear. Her split on anchor was exceptional, 2:09 from Mitchell, but the winning time 8:52.99 seconds for Homewood Technical. Edwin Allen in second, 9:05.40 seconds. St. Catherine did not turn up for that event. So only two schools took part in the girls 4x8. There's none for the boys 4x8. No one turned up for the girls open 400 meters hurdles, won by Tequila Bennett on Excelsior, 1 minute 00.63 seconds. Tonian Beckford of Edwin Allen was second, 1 minute 01.12. And in third, Annalise Brady of Homewood Technical with a time of 101.62 seconds, which was her personal best on the cards. That's 400 meter hurdles, girls open. That was the first run on the cards in section B. And what I just told you was the timed final, as Brady, she won section 2, and those were the overall times. You had 2 heats, and the times I gave you was the overall times of the girls open 400 meters hurdles. Bennett of Excelsior, overall champion. Beckford of Edwin Allen, second. And Brady, who won the second heat of Homewood Technical, was third overall. It's 400 meters hurdles for girls. Then you had the 400 meters hurdles for boys. And the overall champion was Jordan Taylor of Kingston College. The time, a personal best of 55.27 seconds. And in second was Taj O'Neill Gordon of Kingston College, 55.70. And third, DeMarco Bennett of Excelsior, 56.58 seconds. Overall, first, second, and third. For the boys, class 2, 400 meters hurdles, that's a summary for class 2. Then for class 1, overall champion Antonio Forbes of Kingston College at a time of 53.03 seconds. Shamari Jennings, also of Kingston College, 53.12. And Daniel Wright of Excelsior, he was third with a personal best of 53.68 seconds. And Jennings also recorded a personal best in placing second on the cards. What I spoke about earlier, 53.97 by Tyrese Hyman of Edwin Allen, finishing 5th overall in the boys class 1, 400 meters hurdles. I spoke about him, the stutter step, before going over every hurdle. A tall individual, about 6'2". But seems like if he improves his hurdling skills, he'll be able to run 51. But he stutter stepped over almost all 10 hurdles. Except for the final flight of hurdles, he didn't stutter step. So girls class 3, 4x1. Edwin Allen in 2. Homewood Technical in 3. Excelsior in 4. And Dintil Technical in lane 6. So Ferncourt should be in 7. And Ferncourt now makes their way to lane 7. They're a little bit late though, but at least they are here as we look back on the next event. We had the classes 1, 2, and now we're down to 3 in the girls 4x1. We'll give it some field results as they happen. Long jump going on. The infield. How the starter looks on his rostrum. 4x1 for girls, class 3. A reminder of the lane assignments. Edwin 2, Homewood Technical 3, Excelsior 4, Dintil Technical 6, and Ferncourt, they are in lane 7. Lane 5 should have been St. Catherine, missing in action. So that's looking on the respective box. The marshals. No yellow flag. Oh, yellow flag being raised at box number 2. That's why the race has not started just yet. So because of the late arrival, I think, of Ferncourt, and the young lady now making her marker on that leg. That's the penultimate leg for the 4x1. Central Hurdles and Relays, the 2023 edition. GC Foster College coming to life. Edwin in 2, Homewood Technical 3, Excelsior 4, Dintil 5, and Ferncourt Elaine 6, Dintil 6, pardon me. God has sent no way. Great start from Homer Technical and Edwin on the outside from Ferncourt. Also standing well, Excelsior in the middle of the pack. They are gaining somewhat on the two teams on the outside, Dintil and Ferncourt. Excelsior hand over the battle in the top position and going well on the back stretch. On the inside of Excelsior is Homewood Technical. Still Excelsior on the penultimate exchange, handing over the battle in the top position. On the inside, Homewood Technical gaining on Excelsior on this third leg. Cruising around the bend, cruising on the inside is Homewood Technical. They land over the battle in the top position is Homewood just ahead of Excelsior with about 70 meters to go. Excelsior now goes back in front ahead of Homewood Technical and moves away in the top position, taking the girls class 3-4 by 1. Excelsior, Homewood Technical, Edwin, and on the outside Ferncourt. The winning time or the flash time is 47.88 seconds for Excelsior. The official time not on the board just as yet, but 47.88 is the flash time for Excelsior High. And now the official time comes on the board, 47.74 seconds for Excelsior. The Eagles, they call themselves. Homewood Technical is second, 48.21 for Homewood. And third, Edwin Allen, 49.51 seconds. First, second, and third in the girls' class 3-4 by 1. So as we said before, in terms of results, still giving you some results of things that happened earlier on. We gave you the overall summary of the boys class 2 and class 1 400 meters hurdles. 4 by 1 girls class 1. Just a look back on Edwin Allen taking the top spot, 46.11 seconds. And in the meantime, I'm going to go back though, because we were doing some taping in the 400 meters hurdles. This is class 2 boys. And a young man from Kingston College, Taj O'Neill Gordon, with a time of 55.70, won his heat. Let's look back on that event.
Cleanly away now for the B final for the class 2 boys 400 meter hurdles. Kingston College's Tyrrell stepping well. He's in lane 6. Excelsior has Edwards on the inside out of lane 3. Taj O'Neill Gordon, Kingston College, gets by Tyrrell and Edwards. Lane 4 has Richard Ferreira off Rhodes Hall. Coming around now is Tyrrell. Gordon, Kingston College. Lane 3. So Taj O'Neill Gordon of Kingston College has a good lead. Tyrrell will take second, 55.80 the flash time. And Ferrer off Rhodes Hall comes through for third. Edwards Excelsior fourth. Wisdom Edwin Allen fifth. So 55.70. The winning time for Gordon of Kingston College. 58.45 to Tyrrell, Kingston College second. Ferrer of Rhodes Hall, 59.14 for third. Edwards Excelsior fourth, 101.18. Wisdom Edwin Allen fifth. 103.37. We move now to the Class 1 boys at 3 finals for this event. Final A, B, and C. First up, Final A for the Class 1 boys, 400 meter hurdles.
There's heard from Sheila French with the commentary on that event. We have more races to give you of what happened earlier this morning. But the next event on track should be the girls class 4x1. Just looking at who's coming out for this event. What I have here, in lane 1 is Clarendon College, but that does not look like Clarendon College though, to be honest. But if it is, Dinton Technical in 2, in 3. I don't know if there's a mix-up though, because I'm just looking on what I have here to what is on the track. So what I have here is Morant Bay should be in 7. Ferncourt should be in 6. But to be confused, Clarendon College seems like they're in 5. So we'll just go through the whole thing though. Ferncourt, what I'm seeing, in 1, in 2, Morant Bay, in 3, Excelsior, in 4, St. Catherine. Clarendon College is in 5. Edwin Allen in 6. In 7, you have Homewood Technical. Just making the adjustment. And in 8, Dintil Technical High.
Thank you so much, Bruce. So on track, the A final for the class 4 girls, 4x100 meters.
So there's made some adjustment on what we are actually using. Thank you, Foster. You're doing some work. So Ferncourt is in 1, Morant Bay is in 2, Excelsior in 3, St. Catherine in 4, Clarendon College in 5, Edwin Allen in 6, Homewood Technical in 7, and in lane 8 you have Dintil Technical. This is the first of 2 heats in the girls class 4x1. Well, it has been said that Homewood Technical has a very good class 4, so 2 for Edwin. But that's what's said. A reminder of the lane assignments: Ferncourt, Morant Bay, Excelsior High, St. Catherine, Clarendon College in 5, Edwin Allen in 6. In 7, you have Homewood Technical, and in lane 8, you have Dintil Technical. So just looking around. So only one final for the class 4x1. So we had 2 at our cards, but it has now been switched to just 1. So that's looking on the girls 4x1 class 4. Athletes are standing behind their blocks.
All yours is the start. Well, box 3, are you ready?
So just checking around the respective boxes. 3, 2, and 1.
Box 3.
So we don't see any yellow flag being raised though. I know you can't see it in your vision, but given the lane assignments, just to make sure everyone is in their respective lanes for the girls class 4x1. So the white flags being raised at respective boxes, so they're going to get the event on the way. Ferncourt in 1, Morant Bay in 2, Excelsior High in 3, St. Catherine in 4, Clarendon College in 5, Edwin Allen in 6, Homewood Technical in 7, and Dintil Technical in lane 8. Girls, class 4, 4x1, just 1 heat.
Set.
And the gun has set them away. Great start from Homewood Technical, so too from Excelsior. So we spoke about Homewood Technical. They're in lane 7, and they're gaining on a Dintil in lane 8. Homewood Technical on this first leg will hand, not the greatest extent at all from Homewood. They can be disqualified. The flag does not go up. But however, Homewood Technical continues on this penultimate exchange. Still Homewood handing over the baton in the top position. They're leading. Edwin is in second position. That's the top two cruising around the bend. The team that were listed as the favorites, Homewood Technical, on this final exchange will hand over the baton in the top position. Oh, that was a brilliant exchange from Homewood Technical. They're way out in front with about a 5-meter lead over Edwin in second. St. Catherine, they're in third, but Homewood Technical takes the girls class 4 by 1, 49.64 seconds. St. Catherine finishing third, Clarendon College fourth, and Edwin, they are in second, but 49.64 seconds is the flash time for Homewood Technical. The girls class 4 by 1, 49.45 is the official time. Edwin's time is second, the 50.17 seconds. St. Catherine should finish third, 50.17 for Edwin, and St. Catherine third, 52.06 seconds. That's the top three in the girls class 4. We're talking about the 4 by 1. Congratulations to Homewood Technical taking the top spot. So Clarendon College finishing fourth, 52.68. In the meantime, we told you before, we had some races to give you. Class 1 boys. This is the 400 meters hurdles. Tyrese Hyman won the second heat in the boys class 1 400 meters hurdles. Let's go to that race now. Hyman from Edwin Allen High.
Clean their way now for the B final of the 400 meter hurdles. So class 1 boys. Stewart of Kingston College in purple. Hyman Edwin Allen in blue. He's stepping fast. He's running out of lane 5. Alexander Wright of St. Jago there as well. Nicholas Blair of St. Elizabeth Technical in the blue shorts and yellow top, but the two battling at the top is Kingston College's Stewart and Edwin Allen's Hyman. So Stewart and Hyman. Stewart now pulls to the front. Hyman trying to get back, going over now the final hurdle. Stewart and Hyman. So Tyrese Hyman of Edwin Allen runs to the line and takes the win. 54.07 the flash time. 54.07. Stewart came through for second from Kingston College. 53.97 the winning time for Tyrese Hyman of Edwin Allen. Class 1 boys, B final. Diego Stewart, Kingston College second, 58.56. Wright of St. Jago third, 1 minute 02.52. And Blair coming through for fourth. Nicholas Blair from Stets, 1 minute 05.85 his time.
The voice you heard was Celia French, the announcer here at Central Hurdles and Relays at GC Foster College. That's my good friend Celia as we get ready for the next event on track. That's the boys class 1, 4 by 100 meters. Give the lane assignments. That's the one event. As we look on Excelsior, they're in 3. Morant Bay should have been in 2. Got Excelsior there in 3. St. George's College in 4. Edwin Allen in 5. St. Jago in 6. There's no St. Jago. And Bustamante in 7. So St. Jago missing in action. So 2 Morant Bay. So only 4 facing the starter.
And in lane 7, Bustamante.
For this event, 4 by 1, class 1 boys. We still have more results to give you, though. We gave you the track results earlier on. Steeplechase, 400 meters hurdles, and 4 by 1. We have some field events results to give you also as they take center stage. But now it's time for the 4 by 1 boys, class 1. We saw the girls in action, classes 4 through to 1. Let's see what the boys has to offer for the first 4x1 on the male side. Excelsior 3, St. George's 4, Edwin 5, and Bustamante in 7. Gunn has set them away. Great start this from Edwin. On the inside of Edwin is St. George's College, and Excelsior gaining on St. George's College on this opening leg in the boys class 1 4x1. Oh, poor exchange from Edwin. Excelsior moving well. Excelsior and St. George's College, but Edwin moving away from both. This boys class 1 4x1. The exchange made by Excelsior first. They are on the inside going past St. George's College on this penultimate leg. Edwin in the light blue, Excelsior in the yellow on the inside. It's going to be Excelsior on the inside, and Edwin, Brian Level anchoring for Edwin Allen, and Excelsior on the inside. High knee lifts from Brian Level, and he takes the top spot, 41.81 seconds. That is the flash time. And many persons were asking, was he still in school? Well, this should answer that question. Edwin Allen taking the top spot in the boys class 1 4x1, 41.63 seconds for Edwin Allen. Excelsior is second, 41.93, and in third on the board, not yet, St. George's College, 43.82 seconds. High knee lifts born from Level. Third and final year, class 1. Edwin Allen, 41.63. Excelsior, 41.93 in second. And St. George's College finishing in third in that boys class 1 4x1. Next event should be the 4x1 class 2 boys at the next event on the track. And what we have here, Bustamante, Clarendon College, Denby, Dinton Technical, Edwin, Excelsior, Morant Bay, and St. Catherine. Well, they have about, this is a summary. So there should be 2 heats for the boys class 2, 4x1. So I gave it a summary a while ago. So the A race should showcase Denby in 2, St. George's College in 3, Bustamante in 4, Morant Bay in 5, and Dinton Technical in lane 6. We have another race to give you in the boys class 1, 400 meters hurdles. Let's go right now to Forbes, who took the center stage in that event.
Cleanly away now for the final of the Class 1 boys 400 meter hurdles. Final C. Dinal Edwin Allen in 1, Johnson Stets in 2, Bell St. Jago in 3, Jennings Kingston College in 4, Wright of Excelsior in 5, Forbes Kingston College in 6, Hall Excelsior in 7, and Harris of St. Jago in 8. What a race we have on our hands. Under 150 meters to go. So on the outside in lane 8, Brandon Harris of St. Jago. Look to the inside now. Kingston College has Jennings. Shamari Jennings takes a look behind. Looks to be the man from the outside. Representing Kingston College, Antonio Forbes. Let us wait to see who will get the win. 53:23 is the flash time. Next on the track, 4x100 meter relay for Class 1 girls. So the win goes to Antonio Forbes of Kingston College, coming in to take it from Jennings, his teammate. 53.03 the winning time for Antonio Forbes. Jennings second, 53.12. Third is Wright from Excelsior, 53.68.
Did more than the one, but he has high knee lifts though. As Eden Allen winning 41.63 seconds, the boys class 1, 4x1. Excelsior second, 41.93. And St. George's third, 43.82 seconds. They were way off the pace in the boys 4x1. Told you before, we're going to give you some field events results. Discus throw, girls class 3. Still going on though, from what I see. Jamelia Young of Clarendon College leads 32.39 meters. Kayla Honeywell of Excelsior second, 30.29. And Jessica Jada Thompson, 28.09. That's first, second, and third at the present time. Girls class 3, the discus event. The girls class 2 also going on. And Jada Seymour of Excelsior leads 44.92 meters. And Adriana Biggs of St. Jago second, 44.88, which is a personal best. And Shamoya Morris of Eden Allen third, 43.89, which is also a personal best from this young lady. Morris, girls class 2. This is all about the discus event. The next event on track, 4x1. And the 4x1 for boys. We had the girls earlier on from classes 4 through to 1. So this now with 2 heats. Class 2 boys. So Clarendon College should be in lane 1. In lane 2, Denby. In lane 3, we have St. George's College. In lane 4, Bustamante. In lane 5, Edwin Allen. In lane 6, Dintil Technical. Lane 7, Excelsior High. And lane 8, St. Catherine. So this is section A. Let's check in through. Bustamante is in. Well, we have them here in lane 4. They are in lane 4. In 3, St. George's College. Denby is in 2. And Clarendon College is in 1. So full field. Full field for this boys class 1, 4x1. Clarendon College in 1. Denby is in 2. St. George's College B team in 3. Bustamante in 4 in the purple. In 5, light blue, Edwin Allen. In 6, Dintil Technical in that white vest. 7, Excelsior, yellow vest with green writings at the back. Letters XLCR. And in lane 8, St. Catherine, white and blue. Full field for the first of 2 heats. Boys class 2, 4x1. So the athletes are standing behind the rest of their blocks. Let's go for this heat. First of 2. Clarendon College, Denby, St. George's College B, Bustamante, Edwin Allen, Dintil, Excelsior, and St. Catherine. Full field for the first of 2 heats. Boys class 2, 4x1. So they're telling the athlete from Dintil that 1 knee on the ground. A hush comes over the GC Foster complex for the start of the boys class 2, 4x1. Excelsior gets out well on the inside. Looks to be St. George's College is moving well, so too on the inside. Denby in lane 2. Handling of the baton, not the greatest. exchange, but it is St. Catherine and Excelsior moving away from the rest of the field. Excelsior in the yellow vest, St. Catherine in the blue vest on this penultimate exchange. Not the greatest exchange at all, but Excelsior, they're way out in front, followed by St. Catherine, who are in second. That's the top two coming through. Edwin is in third for the final exchange. Still Excelsior in the top position. Edwin on the inside. Also going well is Clarendon College in lane one. So Excelsior is still maintaining the top spot. Clarendon on the inside. It's close between Clarendon and Edwin. Maybe Edwin got it over Clarendon, and coming through on the outside is St. Catherine. 44.27 seconds is the flash time for Excelsior, taking final A as Class 2 boys 4x1. 44.27 is the flash time. 44.11 for Excelsior in that top position, and it was close for second, and Edwin got it 44.77 seconds ahead of Clarendon College, who finished third, and St. Catherine fourth. Since Clarendon College's time is 44.87 in third. So the top three in the boys class 2, 4x1. And the Central Hurdles and Relays, 44.11 seconds. That's the top position. Excelsior taking that first heat of two in the boys class 2, 4x1.
Class 3 boys, 4x100 meter relay is next.
So the next event on track, and section A. It's time for section B.
The 6 finals for this event. Not sure if it will stand.
For the boys class 2.
For the competitors, for the 400 meters.
So taking that top spot. So only 3 teams.
Make your way to the corner room if you are not yet there. Classes 3, 2, 1, girls.
So just being told though, that's only 1 heat. Should have been 2 what we saw here. But we look on some teams coming out. Well, should have been 2 heats. A bit confusing. But just 1 heat, as we were told just a short while ago. Central Hurdles and Relays taking center stage, though we had 2 heats lined up, but I guess the teams did not turn out. So only 1 heat for that event. So in terms of other events going on, we told you about results. And discuss, we gave you earlier on. Long jump class 2 boys live. Jay James of Jamaica College. He leads with a measurement of 6.30 meters. Patrick Brown of St. Jago is second overall, 6.05 meters. And Yuan Young of Jamaica College is third, 6.03 meters. We're going to look back at what happened earlier today. We told you about the 4x8 though. And the 4x8 was only 1 event. The boys did not turn out for the 4x8, but the girls did. Only 2 teams entered, Edwin Allen and Homer Technical.
record for the women's 4x800 meter relay is 8 minutes 54.58, set in 2018 by Edwin Allen. Now Homewood Technical gets by Edwin Allen. Homewood Technical with the lead now. The cheers coming from the stands from the Homewood Technical team. Around the bend now, the second change to be made. 4x800 meter. Look at the sprint now from Homewood Technical. Change made good for them. 2 laps to go now. I hope you'll have voices left after these cheers. We have a long day to go. All the competitors for 400 meter hurdles kindly report to the call room. 400 meter hurdles, high school girls open and high school boys. This is an open event. Class 2 boys and girls. Sorry, make that class 2 boys. And class 1 boys. 400 meter hurdles competitors, make your way to the call room. So 1 lap remaining now. Andreen with the baton for Homewood Technical. Final change to be made. Andreen Peart has the baton for Homewood Technical.
As we break away from the race, we'll get to that after this event. The next event on track, the boys class 3 4x1. St. George's College in 1, in 2 Morant Bay, in 3 Edwin Allen, in 4 Denby, in 5 you have Excelsior, in 6 Homewood Technical, in 7 St. George's College, and 8 Ferncourt. Gone has sent them away. Great start from Excelsior on the inside. Edwin Allen is gaining somewhat on Denby. Now Homewood Technical on Excelsior moving well on this opening leg. So to Edwin Allen, and Homewood Technical handing over the baton. So to Excelsior on the inside on the back stretch. Excelsior now goes by Homewood on this back stretch for the penultimate exchange. It's Excelsior now. They've taken full control of this boys class 3 4x1. On the outside of Excelsior is Homewood Technical moving well at the top 2 at the present time. And for the final exchange is Excelsior on the inside, Homewood Technical on the outside with about 60 meters to go. It's Excelsior still maintaining the advantage and pulling away from Homewood Technical. Excelsior gets it over Homewood Technical in second, followed by Ferncourt in third, and Edwin Allen fourth, and Denby in fifth. 46.30 seconds for Excelsior. That's a flash time. The winning time is 46.10 for Excelsior. Homewood Technical is second, 46.40. Ferncourt is third, 47.08 seconds. And finishing fourth, Edwin Allen, 48.03. And Denby should be fifth in this event. The boys class 3 4x1. Denby is fifth, 49.28 seconds. Top 5 in this boys class 3 4x1. So congratulations to Excelsior on winning the event. The senior men's 4x1 is the next event on track, but we'll get back to the 4x8. We'll finish that race as Homewood Technical came out on top, although the director said no, let's not finish that race. But Homewood Technical came out on top, winning that event over Edwin Allen. Only 2 schools were entered in that girls open 4x800 meters. The next event on track is a men's 4x1. We'll replay the full race for you later on. And Homewood can celebrate. So 4x1. GC Foster A in lane 3. GC Foster St. Vincent in 4. And in lane 5, you have GC Foster B. So 3 GC Fosters for the next event on track, the men's 4x1. As we saw the athlete on the opening leg for GC Foster St. Vincent moving off. The blocks, however, having some problem with the blocks. It shifted. So he's pointing out something with the blocks. So hopefully he can get that fixed before he goes off in that 4x1. So classical run in the boys class 3 4x1. Excelsior High showing some potential over Homewood Technical and Edwin Allen. Denby also was in the mix at one point. Clarendon College also there. But now to the senior men 4x1 with 3 teams entered. And we do have more results to give you. Is GC Foster Affair for the senior men. And we gave you some results earlier on in terms of the throws. Discus throw and the shot put. Let me give you some finished results. The high jump, class 4 for girls, was won by Gabriela Treasure of St. Catherine, clearing the bar at 1.45 meters. Brianna Clark of Edwin Allen was second, also clearing the bar at 1.45. And Tiana Peart of Homewood Technical cleared the bar at 1.40 meters for take that third spot in that girls class 4 high jump event. The long jump open for women on the senior side was won by Trishana Matthews with a measurement of 5.65 meters. Melissa Walker of MVP was second with well, she did not actually enter because I said I saw DNF on that. I saw 6.02, but that's her personal best. But she did not enter that event. So only one competitor in the women's long jump event. Long jump for boys class 3 was won by Tajay Roberts of Edwin Allen with a mark of 5.61 meters. You have Marquise Page of St. Jago second. You have 5.55 and 5.51 was done by Clark of Jamaica College. You go back to the track for the next event on the cards. The men's 4x1. This is senior. 3 teams entered. GC Foster A in 3. GC Foster St. Vincent in 4. And GC Foster B in 5. St. Vincent gets out well, gaining somewhat on the B team of GC Foster. Only 3 teams in this event. So it's going to be St. Vincent handing over the baton in the oh, they do not hand over the baton. They're out. They are out. Poor exchange for the first. In the meantime, GC Foster A on the outside, GC Foster B on the inside. So GC Foster B, they're in lane 5 and GC Foster A in 3, pardon me. So it's all about GC Foster A in lane 3, cruising around the bend. Head of their B team is a GC Foster A cruising home, taking the senior men 4x1, stopping the clock at 40.85 seconds. That's a flash time for the A team over the B team right here at GC Foster College. 40.85 seconds for GC Foster A. That's a flash time. The official time not on the board just as yet, but 40.85 is a flash and 40.65 seconds is the official time for GC Foster A and GC Foster B. No time on the board just yet. Now it comes 41.57 seconds. GC Foster St. Vincent did not finish the event. So they came onto the blocks in the first exchange. Now GC Foster St. Vincent. So class 2 boys shot put. Christopher Ridge of Avere Technical won that event, 13.68 meters. Dylan Logan of Edwin Allen, he was second, 13.44 meters. And Gary Genius of Denby, he was third, 12.39 meters. The top 3 in the shot put event on the boys' side. Shot put for class 1 boys was won by Rayton Rogers of St. Elizabeth Technical High Stats, 15.21 meters. That was his personal best on the cards. Reggie Hemmings of St. Catherine, he was second, 14.52 meters. And Jonathan Morris of Stats, he was third with a measurement of 15.10 meters. 13.10, pardon me, not 15, 13.10 meters for Jonathan Morris, finishing in third from Stats. The boys class 1, that's a shot put event. All the events which happened earlier this morning, the girls class 2 discus event was won by Najeda Seymour of Excelsior, 44.92 meters. In second from San Diego, Rihanna Biggs with a measurement of 44.88, which is her personal best. And in third, Shanoya Morris of Edwin Allen with a measurement and a personal best of 43.89 meters. First, second, and third in the girls' class 2 discus event. Now switching to other events that took center stage, the boys class 2 long jump event was won by Yuan Young of Jamaica College with a mark of 6.35 meters. Now J.D. James of Jamaica College, he was second, 6.30 meters, and Patrick Brown of St. Jago, he was third, 6.05 meters. That is the boys class 2 long jump event. Other events coming through, the javelin open throw for men was won by Elvis Graham from GC Foster College with a mark of 73.47 meters. And second, Zavon Richards, second overall, 67.67 meters. And third was Devon Spencer, 62.919 meters. First, second, and third in the men's javelin throw. Other field events which have been completed. He gave you the track event earlier on. So we're seeing if all the field events have been completed. Field events going on as we speak. But no more field events have been completed just yet. But I give you some updates of what is going on. Discus throw for girls class 3. Jamelia Young of Clarendon College, 32.39 meters, not completed just yet. Kayla Honeywell of Excelsior, 30.29 meters. And Jessica Jada Thompson from St. Jago, 28.09 meters. Top 3 so far in the girls class 3 discus event. Other live events going on. A javelin throw, high school boys open, which should be completed by now as I'm looking on. And Dorian Danielle Sway Charles of Jamaica College having a distance of 58.89 meters. LeBron James of Jamaica College with a measurement of 56.35 meters. And Jamar Ferguson of Jamaica College, 49.08 meters. Top 3 so far in the javelin throw for boys open. Other live events, high jump. This is girls class 3. Class 3 girls high jump event. You have Briana McCullough from St. Catherine clearing the bar at 1.40 meters. Michaela Longmore of Homewood Technical clearing the bar also at 1.40 meters. And Asia McKay of Edwin Allen has cleared the bar. Well, no measurement for her just yet in terms of her distance or in terms of her clearance as we await the start of the next event on track. Long jump open for men. Not started just yet. The men are warming up as we speak. As now, in terms of the next event on track, 400 meters, the next event on track. Class 3 girls, 400 meters. You have the summary of A, B, C, and D. Should be 4 heats for the girls, 400 meters. So in lane 2 from Vere Technical, Akeelia Johnson. In 3, Jodianne Tomlinson from Rhodes Hall. In 4, Regina Johnson from St. Catherine. In 5, from Edwin Allen, Asia McKay. In 6, Anishka Alexander from Homewood Technical. In 7, Tiana Oliver of Vere Technical. And in lane 8, Latoya Williams, of St. Catherine is in lane 8, or should be in lane 8. That's what we have here in terms of the lane assignments. Doesn't mean that's what it is on the track. As we look again, Johnson from Vere Technical is there. Tomlinson of Rhodes Hall is also there in lane 4. Jobson, St. Catherine, is in that heat. However, I don't see McKay from Edwin Allen, but Alexander Homewood Technical is in lane 6. And Oliver Veer Technical is in 7. So missing in action, Latoya Williams of St. Catherine. Don't see her in lane 8. And McKay from Edwin Allen should have been in lane 5. So athletes are standing behind their respective blocks for the first of 3 heats. The girls class 3, 400 meters. 5 facing the starter. Johnson, Tomlinson, Jobson, Alexander, and Oliver.
Set. Stand up.
Well, the Kingston College athlete just ran across the track a short while ago as the race was about to get on the way. Maybe never realized the race was getting on the way though. But he has to be more disciplined than that to run across as in the said position. And I don't blame him too much though. Maybe he was running through the pit and couldn't stop. A long jump pit, which is on the infield. So what the starter has done is ask the individuals not to run on the pit or through the pit while the race is about to start. Girls class 3, 400 meters. Johnson, Tomlinson, Jobson, Alexander, and Oliver. Going out well though is Oliver of Veer Technical. She's in lane 7, cruising around on the back stretch. On the inside from Homewood Technical is Alexander. Sits pretty well. Alexander in striking distance on the inside. Jobson of St. Catherine is in the mix. On the inside from Veer Technical, Johnson is now gaining past Tomlinson of Rhodes Hall with about 160 meters to go. Slowing up somewhat from Veer Technical is Tiana Oliver in that yellow and green vest. Gaining somewhat on Oliver is Alexander of Homewood Technical, and both are tussling and fighting to see who will carry the field in the home stretch. Looking a little bit stronger is Alexander from Homewood Technical. She has now hit the front like a runaway train with about 70 meters to go. The young lady from Homewood Technical is Alexander, is way out in front. On the outside in second is Oliver, but it's all about Alexander of Homewood Technical, who stops the clock at 1:01.10 seconds. In second is Oliver of Veer Technical, and in third is Jobson of St. Catherine. Alexander's time is 1:00.93 seconds. Williams is second, 1:02.12, and Jobson of St. Catherine third, 1:02.70 seconds. Well, it says Williams second, and I don't have that. Veer Technical's Oliver. Let's see if that would be corrected. I guess not. Because there's no Williams in that race. Well, what I have here is Oliver for second from Veer Technical. So I hope that will be settled or corrected. Or maybe I'm just wrong. The time will tell on that. The first of 3 heats. Girls class 3, 4x1. And getting ready for second heat. Rihanna Perry of Homewood Technical should be in lane 2. She is there. In 3, you have Danica Spence of Edwin Allen missing in action. In 4, Danielle Williams from Excelsior. She's there. In 5, Tanya Smith. No, she's missing in action from Ferncourt. You have Courtney Forbes of Clarendon College in 6. And in lane 8, Chelsea Edwards of Bustamante. No athlete in 7 should have been Bailey of Ferncourt. So 4 facing the starter in this second heat. And cruising out to the blocks looks to be Excelsior's Williams, who has gained on Smith. I said gained, has gone past, not Smith, Forbes of Clarendon College. Cruising on the back stretch is Williams of Excelsior. On the outside, it looks to be Bustamante's Edwards. That's the top two at the present time. But Clarendon College's Forbes, not allowing them to go too far. She has now gone into another gear. And that's Forbes of Clarendon College has gone past Williams of Excelsior and has hit the front and cruising around the bend. It's a young lady from Clarendon College, Forbes, who has the lead. Will go into the home stretch in that top position. But Williams of Excelsior not allowing that to go too far. Williams now takes back control of the second heat of 3 in the girls' class 3/400 meters. It's Williams and Forbes. That's the top two. Forbes now goes by Williams and will take it. She's from Clarendon College, takes the top spot. 58.87 seconds is the flash time for Forbes, ahead of Williams of Excelsior. And third from Home Technical is Perry. And finishing fourth from Bustamante is Edwards. 58.84 seconds for Forbes, the winning time. And in second is Williams of Excelsior, 1 minute 00.21 seconds. And finishing in third should be Perry. Perry's time not on the board just yet, 102.19. And in fourth for Bustamante is Edwards. And Edwards' time, 58.84 for Forbes, the winning time. Fourth is Edwards, 104.06 seconds for Edwards. The second, the penultimate heat in the girls' class 3/400 meters. And we're getting ready now for the third and final heat. And we see Jason Wesley from Clarendon College in 2. From St. Catherine, Cecilia Moses. She's in 3. In 4 from Bustamante, Sasaran Harrising. And in 5 for Veer Technical is Jacina Williams. In 6 from Clarendon College, just looking on, Jaleese Campbell. In 7 from Morant Bay, Taylor Grant. Looking in at 7, yes, she is there. And from Stets is Marika Williams, is in lane 8. So 7 facing the starter in the third and final heat in the girls' class 3/400 meters. As the athletes just lining up for this event. Now we're getting ready for the next event on track. I have to say congratulations to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce for winning the Sportswoman of the Year. As we get ready for the next event, Broadbell captured the men. So the athletes are standing behind their blocks getting ready for the next event. Next section of the girls' class 3/400 meters. Saw brand level earlier today, running for Edwin Allen, anchoring the 4x1 to victory. 7 facing the starter in this event. This is section 3 of 3, girls class 3. Wesley, Moses, Harrising, Williams, Campbell, Grant, and Williams. And the gun has sent them away. Good start it is from Williams of Stets out in lane 8. Gaining somewhat, also moving well from Veer Technical is Williams. She is in lane 5. That's the top two at the present time. Williams is now gaining somewhat on Marika Williams of Stets in lane 8. Williams and Williams combination. That's the top two in the third and final section. That is girls class 3/400 meters. 200 meters to go. It is Marika Williams of Stets moving ahead of Jazina Williams of Veer Technical. That's the top two cruising around the bend, trying to make a move on the inside. Looks to me like Clarendon College's Wesley tried to make her move, but now going back to the top of the pack, the young lady from the Breadbasket Parish, that's Marika Williams on the outside. She's in lane 8, and on the inside of Marika Williams is Jacina Williams of Veer Technical, but Jacina Williams of Veer Technical has full control, but trying to come through on the inside is from Moses and Harsing, but here comes Williams from Stets. She takes it ahead of Harrising of Bustamante, And in third, not Harrison, pardon me. That should be St. Catherine Moses. And in third, looks to be Elaine Williams of Very Technical. 59.96 seconds for the young lady from Stets. That's Marika Williams. And Moses in second, 1 minute 00.78 seconds. Moses from St. Catherine. And in third, you have the other Williams from Very Technical. Jacina Williams with a time of 1 minute 00. Did not get the other time just yet. 1 minute 00.98 seconds for the other Williams from Very Technical. That's the top three for that event. So that is the girls' class 3, 400 meters. As we get ready. So they have a heat number 4. As you look on Bailey. So looking to see this event, that's from Homewood Technical, Britannia Bailey of Homewood Technical. She's in lane 2. Sasa Lee Tomlinson from Stets is in 3. Mahalia Ferguson, St. Catherine in 4. In 5, you have Selena Wizard from Very Technical. In 6, Lewis of Rhodes Hall, Rihanna Lewis. And in 7, Briana Brown of Excelsior High. So 6 facing the starter in heat number 4. The girls' class 3, 400 meters. The long legs of Brown of Excelsior out in front. And she's cruising on the back stretch on the inside from Rhodes Hall is Lewis. In the orange top, that's a top 2. But looking pretty relaxed, though, from Excelsior High is Brianna Brown. Hit the 200 meters mark. But moving on the inside, it looks like Britannia Bailey of Homewood Technical has slipped into that second position. And we see the red flag going up with the athletes going around the bend, though. Maybe someone running on the inside track. Maybe somebody will be disqualified. But Brianna Brown of Excelsior is cruising around the bend, but on the inside, Britannia Bailey of Homewood Technical. That's a top 2 at the present time with about 60 meters to go. It is Bailey on the inside and Brown on the outside, but Brown on the outside has full control and cruises across the line, stopping the clock at 57.35 seconds. This for Brianna Brown of Excelsior ahead of Britannia Bailey of Homewood Technical. Brown's official time is 57.27 seconds. Bailey is second, 58.89 seconds. The top 2 in this, the fourth heat of the girls' class 3, 400 meters. And Lewis finishes in third, 1 minute 00.53 seconds. And Wizard fourth, 103.69. So, young lady from the Breadbasket Parish. In a bit of pain, though. And being taken off the track. And just looking on Sasha Lee Tomlinson of Stets has been stretchered off the track. Hopefully she's okay. 400 meter continues. So 3 more athletes for the girls' class 3, 400 meters. This should be E. It is E. And Gideon Edwards, Excelsior is at 1. And in lane 6, you have Brianna Rogers of Very Technical. And in lane 7, Tiana Lee Terrelong from Edwin Allen. But she's not there, though. That would be a major surprise. And Comrie from Very Technical is in lane 8. So lanes 1, 6, and 8. Excelsior, Veer, and Veer. This is a girls' class 3. 5th and final heat. Every heat may be deemed. The 5th and final. So again, we give you the lane assignments. Edwards in 1. In 6, you have Rogers of Veer Technical, and in 8, Comrie of Veer Technical. Missing in action is Willery from Rhodes Hall in 2, Campbell Fern Court in 3, Burke of Fern Court in 4, Johnson of Edwin Allen in 5, and in lane 7, Terrelong of Edwin Allen. So athletes are standing behind their blocks. This is still class 3 girls, 400 meters. Earlier we had the relays 4x1, 4x8. On the cards, we had the 400 meters hurdles, classes 1 and 2 on the boys' side, and open on the girls' side. We also had the steeplechase, 2,000 meters steeplechase for boys and girls, and the completion of some field events. Although some field events are still going on, the high jump was going on earlier on. We gave you some results of the high jump. The girls class 2 discus throw, boys discus and shot put throw, and the men's long jump and the men's javelin. Non-stop action, the central hurdles and relays. So now 2 ladies are late.
Come in a lane and put on a spikes. Come on the track.
So Fern Court, Shanate Burke and Campbell in lanes 3 and 4, they're late. So in lane 3, Campbell putting on her spike, and the kinesia tape on the right leg of lane 4, Burke. So not necessarily late addition though, but just late to the call room because they were entered. So the field now has grown to 5, had 3 competitors in the field. It has grown to 5 with 2 Fern Court additions, which were already listed this event. However, they are nowhere to be found earlier on. But the great thing is, the race did not run, and they get their opportunity. And now the young lady, Madison Campbell, being given instructions by her coach. They're in class 3, so a lot of the athletes in class 3 and class 4 are not used to blocks. So the athletes, the coach has given the young lady Madison Campbell some latest instructions saying the right block should be in front. But they are a bit late, so they don't have the time. Athletes on their marks. Well, the Golden set them away, stumbling out of the blocks was Burke of Fern Court. As cruising around on the outside, Comrie of Veer Technical has gone out, way out in front. Her schoolmate, teammate, Rogers is in second. The 2 Veer Technical athletes, Comrie and Rogers, settled at the front of the pack with about 210 meters to go. The 2 young ladies from Fern Court, Burke and Campbell, has settled somewhat. On the inside is Edwards of Excelsior. Remember, only 5 entered in this event, but still Comrie having a slight advantage, cruising around the bend, carrying the field in the home stretch. So still Comrie maintaining the top position. She has gone into another gear, still in lane 8, cruising around. On the inside, looks to be like Campbell was slipped into that second position. Campbell looks strong coming down the field, but the young lady from Veer Technical, Comrie, is holding on the challenge of Campbell. It's Campbell, and Comrie goes towards the line, and I think though that Comrie got it ahead of Campbell from my vantage point, and Comrie gets it 59.53 seconds from Ninka Comrie of Veer Technical. 59.53. Campbell is second, 59.80 seconds from Fern Court, and in third, we'll tell you in a very short while, Burke finishing third from Fern Court, 104. on the cards. So first, second, and third in the girls class 3 for 100 meters. That is the fifth and final. I'm thinking it's the final now. So the next event on track is the girls class 2 for 100 meters. So 5 also listed for the girls class 2 for 100 meters. And in the first heat, it is Kaylee Campbell of Falcons in 2. Now Stets Habiba Harris should be in 3. And she is there. Khalees Pagan of Denby in 4. Missing in action. Next athlete I've seen though is St. Catherine's Rohanna Sudlow. She is in 6. And Ferncourt Witter in 8. Denby's Reed should have been in 7. She's missing in action. So only 4 making the starter. Keely Campbell of Falcons Track Club. Girls class 2, 400 meters. She's in full black though. She is in lane 2. Not representing any school. Habiba Harris in 3. She's a talented athlete from the West. And persons would say is Stets from the West. And I would say yes, because they do enter the Western Championship. They have won the Western Championship on many occasions, boys and girls. They're right on the border. That's what they say. And that's where it has been held for the last couple of years, since Montego Bay Sports Complex has been deemed dormant because of the dead track. But the Minister of Sports stating that they will do something about that in the coming months or coming years.
Set.
In the set position, and Campbell comes out to the blocks. Campbell comes out to the block. She is in lane 2. So see what the officials will do though. And will it be yellow? Will it be red? It's red. She disqualified. So the official has given her a red card, so she has to leave the track.
On your marks.
So the field now down to 3. Harris of Stets in 3. Sudlow of St. Catherine in 6. And Witter from Ferncourt is in lane 8. And the first of 5 heats in the girls class 2 for 100 meters have to look for Habiba Harris of Stets cruising along on this first bed of 2 in the girls class 2 for 100 meters, gaining somewhat Sudlow now gaining on Witter in lane 8, and has passed Witter, but on the inside of Sudlow is Habiba Harris of Stets, has taken full control of the first of 5 heats. This girls class 2 for 100 meters. Habiba Harris, a quality athlete, we spoke about her earlier before the race had started, has taken a full lead and is cruising around the bend in the top position. You might say leading by a country mile. She's leading Sudlow of St. Catherine and also Witter of Ferncourt. She's all alone on the home stretch with about 60 meters to go. Habiba Harris from the Breadbasket Parish, St. Elizabeth Technical High, is all alone cruising home to take the first of 5 heats. The girls class 2, this is the 400 meters, 57.52 seconds for Habiba Harris. Finishing in second from Ferncourt is Witter, and in third Sudlow from St. Catherine in third. Harris's time is 57.41. Witter is second, 103.34, and in third is Sudlow. And let's go back to the board. For Sudlow's time was missing in action. We won't get that back right away. So they're ready for the second heat. It's girls class 2, 400 meters, and heat number 2 comes up. They call it section B. Michelle Brown should be in lane 2. He's from Morant Bay. In 3, Gordon from St. Mary. In 4, Kasian Johnson, St. Catherine. Kasian Johnson is there. However, Gordon is missing in action. Williams, Michaela Williams of Denby in 5. In 6, Harris of Dintil Technical. And in 7, you have McLean Ferncourt. And in 8, you have Kayla Emily Harris from Excelsior High. So lane 6, you have Fedrian Harris of Dintil, should have been in that lane, missing in action. And in lane 3, Layla Gordon of St. Mary. Both are missing in action. The field now down to 5 for the start of the second of 5. The girls class 2, 400 meters. Girls are standing behind the blocks. It's making some adjustment to the clock. The officials on hand for the Central Hurdles and Relays event right here at GC Foster College. This girls class 2. Brown, Johnson, Williams, McLean, and Harris. A light breeze was blowing earlier on. The light has now stepped up to a heavier breeze blowing over the ground, so it will be extremely difficult for the ladies on the back stretch to fight that breeze. In the meantime, getting a great start from Excelsior. Out in lane 8 is Harris. On the inside, looks like Williams, like Johnson of St. Catherine, who has slipped into that second position. But at the top position, hitting the 200 meters mark, is Harris of Excelsior. Moving well also from Denby is Williams. In that second position is moving away from St. Catherine's Kasian Johnson, who's in 3rd. But the top 2 at the present time, Excelsior's Harris, but now being gained by Harris of Denby. That's the top 2. Is moving well. Michaela Williams, pardon me, not Harris, but Michaela Williams of Denby and Harris of Excelsior. That's the top 2 coming through on the inside. Looks to me like St. Catherine Johnson slipped into that second position. But here comes Johnson gaining somewhat on Williams. But Johnson trying to gain on Williams. That's the top 2. They go towards the line. And I think, though, that the young lady from Denby, that's Williams, has taken it ahead of Johnson of St. Catherine. But Johnson comes through to take it. 1.79 seconds for Johnson, ahead of Williams, 1.00.82. So St. Catherine getting the better of Denby on the line. The Johnson getting the better of Williams. 1.0079, 1.0082, and Harris finishes in 3rd, 105.46 seconds. That's the second heat. Getting ready for the 3rd heat. Girls class 2, 400 meters. Michaela Brown of Edwin Allen, she's in 3. And Jarrett of Stets in 4. Tracy Bustamante in 5. Her first name is Ramona. And Whittaker of Excelsior should be in 6. I'm looking to see if Whittaker is there. I don't see her though. Wilson of Clarendon College is in 7. And Brown of Rhodes Hall is in lane 8. 5 facing the starter once again. The 3rd heat of 5, girls class 2, 400 meters. So Brown is testing her blocks. Jarrett on our outside from the breadbasket parish stats on St. Elizabeth. Tracy Bustamante is there. And Wilson and Brown on the outside from Clarendon College and Rhodes Hall respectively. Athletes on their marks. Remember, we still have more results to give you. Field events. An even start for the girls class 2, 400 meters. We're gaining for the first 5 steps on the inside. This will be Wilson, McLaren College in lane 7. She has gone by Brown of Rhodes Hall. That's the top 2. Moving well on the inside of Wilson from Bustamante. Tracy is making her move. She is in the full purple. The inside of Tracy is Edwin Allen's Brown. Brown now is taking full control with about 200 meters to go. Going with her is Jarrett of Stets. So Jarrett of Stets is moving well alongside Brown of Edwin Allen, and she's moved away from Brown of Edwin Allen. The young lady from Stets and Miss Jarrett. She'll carry the field in the home stretch. Jarrett with not a small lead, but a gigantic lead. She's pulling away from the rest of the field. Chanel Jarrett of Stets with about a 20-meter lead over Edwin Allen's Brown in second, but it's all about this young lady from Stets. Jarrett goes across the line, 59.03 seconds, and coming through for second in Clarendon College's Wilson, and in third from Edwin Allen looks to be Brown. That's the top three. 59.03 is a flash time. Jarrett's winning time, 58.76 seconds, and Wilson is second, 102.79. Brown is third, 105.45. As await the next heat.
Set and test, ladies, and stand by.
The fourth heat should be coming up. And Shanique Casanova from Edwin Allen should be in lane 3. Kanoya Bartley, Excelsior in 4. Briana Wilson, very technical, in 5. Shelly-Ann Williams, Ferncourt in 6. Kamisha Layla Francis of St. Mary in 7. And Kanoya Johnson, Morant Bay in lane 8. I like the breeze blowing over the ground here at GC Foster College. If you're in the shade, though, it's a good thing. Well, whether you're in the shade or in the sun, it's a good thing or a great thing. But have to big up our cameramen working
On your marks.
in the sun just to bring you this event, Central Hurdles and Relays. A big up to the entire team at Track Alert, led by Anthony Foster, to bring you track and field events on the cards.
Set.
In the set position, God has sent them away. Heat number 4. So Bartley of Excelsior. There's only 3 on track though. And Ferncourt Williams in the mix, and Johnson of Morant Bay. That's the top 3. On the inside though, Bartley of Excelsior is way off the track though, to be honest. On the outside from Ferncourt, Williams is there. And Johnson of Morant Bay is also there. She is trailing in second position. But it's all about Ferncourt Williams, who is in the top position, coming around the bend. So Williams of Ferncourt with about a 20-meter lead over the rest of the 3-woman field is cruising home. So Shelly-Ann Williams of Ferncourt all alone going across the line. This is the girls' class 2 for 100 meters, the 4th heat, and stops the clock 1:00.96 seconds. And that's the flash time. Bartley of Excelsior is second. The official time is 1:00.73. Bartley's time is 1:05.68. And in third, Johnson 1:08.60 seconds. 3 facing the starter, first, second, and third for the girls' class 2 for 100 meters on the cards. So the 5th and final heat for the girls' class 2 for 100 meters. Have to look to see who is on the track. In lane 7, Kellyanne Carr of Edwin Allen is in the mix in 6. And Thorna Williams of Very Technical. And in lane 4, you have Siobhan Thomas of Very Technical. Only 3 facing the starter, what we see at the present time. So 3 facing the starter. Siobhan Thomas of Very Technical in 4. Has a personal best of 55.96 seconds. In lane 6, Thorna Williams from Very Technical with a PB of 56.83 seconds. And in lane 7, Kellyanne Carr from Edwin, 57.67 is her personal best. 5th and final heat, the girls' class 2, 400 meters.
Check. Stand by the block.
Well, the long jump is in progress. I think the senior long jump, Lushane Wilson, competing for GC Foster College.
On your marks.
Saw him earlier on. We're noted for his high jump ability. And he plays on the national basketball team. Athletes going into their respective blocks. Fifth and final heat in the girls' class 2, 400 meters.
Set.
Thomas in 4, Williams in 6, and Carr in 7. And cruising on the back stretch is going to be Kellyanne Carr. Heads towards the back stretch on the inside, looking well. Is a Thomas of Veer Technical has gained on the duo of Williams and Carr. It is a young lady from inside the lane in lane 4. That's Thomas of Veer Technical has gone in front based on the stagger. On the outside is Kellyanne Carr of Eden Allen. Now Kellyanne Carr of Eden Allen has felt the pressure, stepped out in another gear, but Veer Technical's Thomas in lane 4 is trying to carry the field in the home stretch. She is in lane 4, cruising around the bend, and she hits the front on the 3 young ladies field. It is all about Williams of Veer Technical out in front. In second, Carr of Eden Allen, and in third, it's Williams of Veer Technical. Thomas of Veer Technical is all in front. We'll take the final heat, final section in the girls' class 2, 400 meters. Stopping the clock at 57.75 seconds. Not her personal best. Far from her personal best, at least 2 seconds behind. The official time, 57.61. In second is Carr, 58.16 seconds. And in third, Williams, 101.44 seconds. Only 3 ladies entered into this fifth and final heat in the girls' class 2, 400 meters.
Class 1 girls is next.
Let's say class 1 girls.
For the class 1 girls.
Next event on track.
The senior women, that's the women's 400 meters.
So 4 heats for the girls class 1, 400.
Class 1 girls. The women's 400 meters after the class 1 girls.
Anissa Taylor from Homewood Technical. This should be in 2. Daly Bustamante in 3. Champagne Dintil, she in 4. Douglas of Excelsior in 5. Johnson of Excelsior in 6. You have Gale, Veer Technical in 7. And Mary Hayes, Leila Williams in lane 8. That's what we have here for the first heat in the girls' class 1, 400 meters. You see Taylor of Homewood in 2. Daly of Bustamante in 3. We don't see Dintil Champagne just as yet. But in 5, Douglas of Excelsior. In 6, Johnson of Excelsior. And Gale of Veer Technical. So we see only 5, pardon me, entering this event. Taylor of Homewood Technical in 2. Daly of Bustamante in 3. In 5, you have Douglas, Excelsior, Johnson of Excelsior in 5 and 6 respectively, and Gale of Veer Technical in 7. So the first heat of 4, the girls class 1, 400 meters. Athletes are standing behind their blocks awaiting the instructions from the starter. Johnson of Excelsior tested the blocks a while ago. She is the last to go behind the blocks. The men are the young men on the infield and getting ready to go on the track.
Set.
And the gun has sent them away. Heat 1 of the girls class 1, 400 meters. Taylor, Daly, Douglas, Johnson, Gale. Those are the competitors in the girls 400 meters. Gale is moving well. So to Douglas of Excelsior High. And is moving on alongside Johnson and Douglas of Excelsior High. That's the top two at the present time. They hit the 200 meters mark. So Johnson and Gale at the top of the Johnson and Douglas at the top of the pack, cruising around the bend. Also trying to go well is Daly of Bustamante, trying to slip into that top position. But it is Johnson having that slight advantage, moving away from her teammate Douglas, and trying to sneak through on the inside from Bustamante is Daly, was sneaked in that second position, but it's Johnson of Excelsior takes the top spot ahead of Bustamante's Daly, and in third you have Douglas of Excelsior. 59.74 seconds for Johnson of Excelsior, that's the flash time. 59.48 seconds for Johnson. In second should be Daly of Bustamante, not on the board just yet, but 59.48 is the time. 1 minute 00.58 seconds for Daly, and Douglas is in third. But there's a young man who is blocking the board. But Douglas finishes third from 101.01 seconds for Douglas in third. First heat of 4, girls class 1. 400 meters.
100.58, third Douglas, 101.01.
Getting ready for the second heat on the track. Let's see how many entries we have. Lane 4, Biggs of St. Catherine. In 5, Bennett of Excelsior. And in lane 6, Knight of St. Catherine. So only 3 competitors for this heat.
Check.
Getting ready for the second heat, girls class 1, 400 meters. A reminder though, the 3 competitors in lanes 4, 5 and 6. So Biggs of St. Catherine, Alima Biggs, Tequila Bennett of Excelsior in 5. And in lane 6 from St. Catherine is Kamaria Knight. Athletes have settled well for the second heat. In the girls class 1, 400 meters.
Set.
In the set position, Gunn has sent them away. Good start it is from Bennett of Excelsior. But on the outside of Bennett is a Knight of St. Catherine, who was certainly her first 5 steps, has moved away from the Excelsiorian. But the Excelsiorian says she's not having it. Bennett now makes her move on the back stretch. This to cover Knight of St. Catherine. Bennett now goes in front of Knight, and she holds now the advantage, approaching the 200 meters mark in the second heat of the girls class 1, 400 meters. Languishing behind, however, St. Catherine is Knight, but going to the back, going to the front of the pack. The Excelsiorian moving well. Bennett of Excelsior carry the field in the home stretch, moving well. It is Biggs who is trying to fight for that second position, but this Excelsiorian is moving away. Tequila Bennett with about 50 meters to go. She now steps it up a gear and powers towards the line and taking the top spot. Stopping the clock at 58.38 seconds. That's the flash time for the winner of section 2. 58.10 seconds for Bennett, the official time, as Knight finishing in second, 102.67, and Biggs in third, 104.03 seconds. Second and third for Knight and Biggs respectively, but they were not close to Bennett of Excelsior, who won 58.10 seconds. That was it, section 2. Getting ready for section 3, the girls class 1, 400 meters. In lane 1, Odessa France of Dintil. In lane 3, you have Kiara Grant of Excelsior. In lane 4, Janeek Williams of Stets. In 5, Briana Powell of Homer Technical. In 6, Peart of Homer Technical, and in 7, Sadina Holder of Homer Technical. So Homer Technical lanes 5, 6, 7, and in lane 8, Amoya Jameson of Edwin Allen. So Janeek Williams, the sister of Shelly-Ann Williams, the Olympian. Also went to Stets. Ran the 400 meters, 4x4.
On your mark.
And ran for Jamaica at the World Junior Championship, as it was called then, before it was changed to World Under 20. Athletes on their marks. 3 from Homewood, lanes 5, 6, and 7.
Set.
1 from Edwin, Stets, Excelsior. And in lane 1, you have France from Dintil Technical. Gonna set them away. Good start for Jameson of Edwin Allen. Goes out well. She's in lane 8, though. Followed closely by Holder of Homewood Technical in second. Making a move, Williams from Stets. Makes a move in the middle of the pack. And is gaining somewhat, but going back on the outside, Jameson of Edwin Allen and being covered by Holder of Homewood Technical. That's the top 2. Williams in third at the present time from Stets. That's the top 3. But Jameson seemed like she had something in store. Felt the presence of Holder and said, no, you're not passing me on the inside or going around the final bend. In this girls class 1, 400 meters. The third heat on the cards. Still, it is Jameson of Edwin holding the top position, but trying to come through is Williams of Stets. So Williams of Stets has sneaked into that second position, but Jameson of Edwin takes it ahead of Williams of Stets, and coming through for third from Homewood Technical should be Powell. The winning time is 56.66 seconds for Jameson of Edwin Allen. And Williams of Stets, her time not on the board just as yet. No, it comes 57.56 seconds. And in third, it was close between the Homewood Technical athletes. Holder finishes third, 58.49 seconds. Paul in fourth, 58.55, and Peart fifth, 58.99. I thought Paul had gained that third spot though. But hey, next event on track, the next heat, girls class 1, 400 meters.
Just quickly stand behind the blocks.
Getting ready for the fourth heat. And the final heat, that's the final heat we have here. So 5, 6 facing the starter. Excelsior's Michaela Coombs in 1. In 3, Casey Paul of Edwin Allen. In 4, Patterson St. Catherine. In 6,
On your mark.
Natasha Fox of Edwin Allen. In 7, Deandra Kelly from Excelsior. And lane 8, Tashana Huey from Cloncarthy. Huey ran the 400 hurdles earlier today. I think also Fox ran the 400 meter hurdles. She's from Trinidad and Tobago, Twin Island Republic.
Set.
Natasha Fox. A strong individual, Fox, and has some speed. Gonna send them away. And already we see from Edwin Allen, Paul looks pretty well, has gained somewhat on Patterson of St. Catherine. Also moving well on the outside in lane 7, Excelsior's Kelly, who has gained on Huey of Cloncarthy. And that's the top 2 as they approach the 200 meters mark. Fox makes her move. And Fox has gained somewhat also on Huey of Cloncarthy, who's in lane 8. But going back to the top of the pack, Kelly of Excelsior has a slight advantage, but Fox of Edwin Allen has slipped into that top position. Also going well is Paul of Edwin Allen. They want to make it an Edwin Allen duo, first and second. That is the plan, the team from Frankfield. But now it's all about Paul of Edwin Allen. She has taken full control. She's all alone, 50 meters to go. On her outside, Patterson of St. Catherine is now challenging for the top position. Patterson of St. Catherine, she takes it ahead of Paul of Edwin Allen, 55.82 seconds. That is the flash time for Patterson of St. Catherine. The official time is 55.71 seconds for Patterson. And in second should be Powell. Her time is on the board, 55.97 seconds. For 87 seconds, pardon me. And Fox is third, 56.08 seconds. First, second, and third. This in the girls' class 1, 400 meters, fourth and final heat.
Bruce. 1 minute, please.
Check one. Next heat, please. Next heat. Rosie, next heat.
So the women's 400 meters, senior 400 meter comes out. Open. We have 2 heats. Don't know if it's still going to be 2 heats. Check in though this heat what we have here. Christina Checker. He goes to Homeward Technical. She's in class 2 though, Checker. She's from Uganda. So Tia Clayton should be in lane 3. Tony and Lindsay in 4. Crystal Slowly in 5. Danica Thomas in lane 6.
Check one.
So Tia Clayton is in lane 3. Check up
Yes, quickly. Let's go.
is in 2. Tia Clayton at MVP. Ran last week at Curvine on the grass. Now she's running on the track. And Tia Clayton, who is now at MVP from Edwin Allen, herself and her sister dominated respective classes
Check one.
from second year class 3 to class 1. The party was spoiled somewhat by Brenna Liston between the 2 ladies at the boys and girls track and field championships. So Checker, Clayton, Tony and Lindsay, Slowly at Thomas.
Set.
The gun had set them away, not the greatest start. Stumbling out of the blocks was Checker of Homewood Technical. Being urged on by some fans in the stands, but going well is Slowly in lane 5. As Tia Clayton at the back of the pack though. Danica Thomas also there and Lindsay at top 3. So Lindsay, Slowly and Thomas in this girls or women's 400 meters. I know Checker has gained somewhat. She's cruising and has gathered some momentum after slipping in the blocks. Checker from Homewood Technical, impressive run so far. The Ugandan athlete representing Homewood Technical, she'll carry the field in the home stretch. What a strong performance from this young lady who ran earlier this morning in the 4x800 meters. Yes, she ran the 800 meters this morning. Now run the 400 meters, and she is in front. Checker from Homewood Technical. A dominant performance from this young lady, cruising across the line. Stop at the clock at 57.63 seconds. Remember, she is a Class 2 athlete, not Class 1. A Class 2 athlete going across the line. Checker of Homewood Technical falls over on the track, and ahead of Lindsay and Clayton. That's not Clayton after finishing 3rd. Clayton now goes across the line. So the board has it wrong. And she gets helped up though. That's Checker. And she has had a rough day. Ran the first leg of the Homewood 4x800 meters team. Oh, she's been helped off the track by Omar Blake, former Edwin Allen athlete. And she goes across and they're taking off the spikes of Checker. What a performance from her though. Slipped in the block, stood up, then started to run after everyone left her behind. And she ran around. She is a Class 2 400 meters athlete. This young lady is doing extremely well. So getting ready for the second event. Keifer Bailey from GC Foster should be in lane 2. Rizal Scarlett, MVP, in 3. Alicia Nanton from GC Foster in 4. Tina Clayton in 5. So Tina Clayton making her seasonal debut Right here, GC Foster. So her sister ran a short while ago. They had her as third though, but she was not third at all. Well, Tina Clayton in lane 5. And Serena Richard from GC Foster is in lane 6. Seems like she has put on a little bit weight though.
On your mark.
So all eyes will be in lane 5. Not known for their 400-meter prowess. Her sister started her season last week. Now Tina will start her season this week.
Set.
God has set them away and comes out of the blocks well is a Scarlett of MVP. Has gained somewhat on Nanton. Nanton feeling the pressure. Is moving now past Tina Clayton. Nanton using her legs to on the back stretch on the inside of Nanton. Is a Scarlett of MVP. That's the top 2 at the present time. Now Tina Clayton also makes her move. Moving on the inside, Bailey of GC Foster College. Let's move outside, Richard of GC Foster College. And Nanton. Nanton way out in front. Cruising around the bend. Nanton in that top position. And Bailey is in second. Bailey is on the inside, but Nanton cruising home and will take the top spot. It's going to be Nanton ahead of Bailey. Nanton stops the clock, 56.57 seconds. Bailey is second, finished by Scarlett. And then in fourth should be Richard. At the back of the pack is Tina Clayton. 56.47 for Nanton. Bailey is second, 58.06. And Scarlett third, 1 minute 00.46. So we just saw Tina Clayton and Tia, twin sisters, professional athletes, having a 400-meter run. Both looking a little bit heavy. Both getting their chance to show what they have in the 400 meters corner. Not doing too great at all. Finishing at the back of the pack, Tina.
Rosie. Shania. Next race on track.
We'll take a quick break and come right back as the men will take center stage in the 400 meters. Advertise on our live streaming on Track Alert's social media pages, which provides the most prominent online viewership from track and field meets in Jamaica. Your products will be seen by our large audience in Jamaica, the diaspora, and across the world. Book your spot in our live stream for a very small introductory fee. Call or text us at 876-893-4157 or email anthonyfoss@gmail.com. Trackalerts.com from start to finish.
10.29 seconds for Yohan Blake. An impressive run.
Hi, my name is Shelly-Ann Fraser, Olympic and World Champion. For your latest track and field news, log on to trackalerts.com. Trackalerts.com from start to finish.
Hosting a function or event? Want it to be streamed live on Facebook, YouTube, or Zoom? iView 365 can help you. We specialize in sporting events, stage shows, funerals, concerts. Well, the boys 4x1 is on the cards. 400 meters. Last 3. Black of Denby. Should be in 1 or 2, pardon me. Making the correction, though, said Jacobs Ramsey in 1, and in Welch from Morant Bay in 2, Dawkins of St. Catherine in 3, Douglas of St. Jago 4. You have Kingston College's Anderson in 5, McCoy of Ferncourt is in 6, and Lewis of Falcons in 7. Morant Bay's car is in lane 8. So Ferncourt coming through McCoy in lane 6. Cruising home, Ferncourt's McCoy is cruising and taking the first heat in the boys' class 3 400 meters. McCoy takes it ahead of Anderson of Kingston College, and in third Douglas of St. Jago. 53.03 seconds for McCoy of Ferncourt. That's the flash time for the first heat in the boys' class 3 400 meters. 53.03 is the flash time. The official time not on the board just yet. 53.03. And the official time not coming up. We do have the flash time though. And that is the first heat in the boys class 3 400 meters. 52.91 seconds for McCoy. And in second Anderson 55.72. And Ramsey is third, 56.57 seconds. So just to tell you though, the Western Relay is on and your team must be there. February 11, the Western Relay. The next event on track is the second heat in the boys class 3 400 meters. Riley of Ferncourt should be in 1. Black of Denby in 2. In 3, Richards of St. Jago. In 4, you have Moore of Morant Bay. In 5, Edwin Alice Anderson. And way out, Homewood Technicals. Allen is in lane 8. So cruising home, Allen of Homewood Technical, way out in front, trying to make his move. St. Jago's Richards has slipped into that second position. But Allen of Homewood Technical has gone way out in front and cruising along, hitting the 200 meters mark. But gaining somewhat from St. Jago is Richards. That's the top 2 at the present time, but Richards gaining on Homewood Technical's Allen. So Allen on the outside, Richards on the inside. Richards is from St. Jago. Richards now has taken over and cruising home. He is in lane 3. He has the lead now. Not a small lead, but a slight lead over Homewood Technicals. Allen in second. That's the top 2, but it's all about the man from St. Jago. Richards takes it ahead of Homewood Technicals. Allen, and in third should be Denby's Black. Flash time is 54.25 seconds. 54.19 is the official time for Richards. And in second, on the outside, Allen of Homewood Technical, 54.89 seconds. Black is third, 55.42 seconds. Top 3 in the first heat in the boys' class, the second heat, pardon me, in the boys' class 3 400 meters. So the next heat on the track, heat 3. St. Jago's Reese in 2. Doman of Ferncourt in 4. White of their technical in 6. Rowe, Edwin Allen in 7. And McFarlane Excelsior is in lane 8. McFarlane of Excelsior cruising around. So Morant Bay White. That's the correction there. But cruising on the back stretch, Gregor McFarlane of Excelsior cruising along on the inside. White of Ver Technical is also in the mix. St. Jago's Reese is also there. He's on the inside. Reese will try to carry the field in the home stretch. Reese of St. Jago is having a slight advantage. He's way out in front, ahead of McFarlane of Excelsior. That's the top 2, but it is Reese of St. Jago. But here comes McFarlane once again. McFarlane on the outside, Reese on the inside. Is going to go right down to the wire. It's going to be, I think, on the outside. McFarlane gets the head of Reese from my vantage point. McFarlane of Excelsior on the outside, he gets it, 54.12 seconds. That's McFarlane. And Reese in second, 54.22 seconds. And in third is White, 1 minute 00.06 seconds. First, second, and third. This in the boys' class 3 400 meters. This is a section 3.
the blocks quickly.
So the next event on track. Getting ready for heat number 4. Dwight Virgo Ferncourt in 2. Gilfillian of Denby in 3. Marco Dean Henry St. Catherine in 4. Taquan Cummings of Edwin Allen in 5. Chad Brown Morant Bay in 6. Kevon McKenzie St. Jago is in 7. And Andre Boyd of St. Jago is in lane 8.
On your marks.
So athletes been asked to go into their respective blocks on their marks. Virgo in 2. Gilfillian in 3. Dean Henry 4. Cummings 5. Brown 6. Mackenzie 7. And Boyd in lane 8. Gunn has sent them away. Boyd gets out well on the inside of Boyd. Boyd is Mackenzie. Mackenzie had high knee lifts coming off of the blocks though. Mackenzie, he's from St. Jago. Andre Boyd also from St. Jago. And Mackenzie, he is in lane 7. He passes Boyd, who is in lane 8. At the top 2 at the present time. Morant Bade Brown is also in the mix. He's in 3rd. The top 3 at the present time. They've hit the 200 meters mark with Mackenzie out in front ahead of Boyd. 2 are from Monk Street, St. Jago. Cruising around the bend is the man from St. Jago, Mackenzie, on the inside. The left Boyd somewhat on the outside. Also there is Brown of Morant Bay. That's the top 3. Still Brown trying to mount a challenge. And Mackenzie of St. Jago is holding him off. But Brown of Morant Bay is gaining somewhat and has gone past the tall legs of Mackenzie. They're going across the line. It's the man from Morant Bay. It's Ched Brown of Morant Bay taking the top spot ahead of Mackenzie of St. Jago. 54.18 seconds for Brown. Mackenzie of St. Jago is second, 54.30, and Gilfillian is third, 58.19 seconds, first, second, and third in the boys' class 3, 400 meters, the 4th heat on the cards.
54.30 for Mackenzie. Gilfillian is third. 58.19 for third, Gilfillian.
So getting ready for the next heat. This is now boys class 2. We had class 3 a short while ago. Now it's time for boys class 2. Central hurdles and relays. 400 meter. In lane 1, Antoine Daly of Excelsior. In lane 2, they have Jerome Facey of Bustamante. In 3, Hobart Technicals of Mario Williamson. In 4, you have Morgan of St. Jago. In 5, from St. Elizabeth Technical High, Jean Levy. In 6, Paul Bennett of St. Catherine. And in lane 8, Lambert from St. Jago High. Just looking on the track now to see what I just read out. There's no one in lane 8. Lane 7, pardon me, is Lambert. Have to look out for Lambert in lane 7. Bent of St. Catherine in 6. At the long black sleeves. Levy of Stets in 5. Morgan of St. Jago in 4. Williamson Homewood Technical in 3. Bustamante's Facey in 2. And Daly from Excelsior in lane 1. And going out to the blocks, looking pretty relaxed, is Lambert. We spoke about him before the start of the race. Has gone in the top position. Also going out well from Hobart Technical is Williamson in the middle of the pack. He has slipped into that second position on the back stretch. Williamson of Hobart Technical in the maroon has gained on Lambert of St. Jago. Did I say gain has gone past Lambert of St. Jago? The man from Hobart Technical all out in front. Williamson has a slight lead. Now slight has turned into major. Williamson of Hobart Technical is not taking his foot off the gas as he enter into the home stretch with a gigantic lead. Williamson, what a performance we're seeing from this young man from Homewood Technical. He has now a 40-meter lead on the entire field. Williamson cruising home, pouring home, goes across the line, 50.37 seconds. This for Williamson. 50.37. The boys class 2. 400 meters. So 50.24 for Williamson. I thought he was going to clock 49 seconds. Lambert is second, 53.45 seconds, and Bent is third, 55.24 seconds. But good performance from Williamson, 50.24 from once he left off of the blocks. It was non-stop till he reached home. So the next event on the track, as Williamson taking the top spot, 50.24 seconds. Lambert second, 53.45, and Bent third of St. Catherine, 55.24 seconds. Last two boys taking center stage. The first section. Then we're down to the second section. Sidecar nice. The next heat, Johnson of Ferncourt in 1, Phillips of Stets in 2, Burke Clarendon College in 3, Walter Homewood Technical in 4, Farrier Rhodes Hall in 5, and Barker's St. Catherine is in lane 6.
Lane 3 has Fabian Burke, Clarendon College. Lane 5, Richard Carrera, Rhodes Hall.
Sixth place in the starter in this heat, the fourth heat in the boys class 2, 400 meters.
Jasmine show open for females will begin at 2 p.m.
On your mark.
Athletes being instructed to go into their respective blocks. Johnson, Phillips, Burke, Walter, Farrier, and Barker. 6-man field for section 4.
Set.
Gunn has sent them away. Not the greatest start at all from Homewood Technical's Walter, who is in lane 4. He walks out of the blocks on the outside. Barker of St. Catherine looks pretty comfortable. On the inside of Barker is Farrier of Rhodes Hall. But now the move is being made by Walter, Burke, and Phillips inside track. Now it's Walter from Homewood Technical, but Clarendon College is Burke and Stets Phillips. So that's the top 3. After walking onto the blocks, the man from Homewood Technical has moved into another gear, but he's actually slowed up right now. So it is the Stets and Clarendon College athlete in terms of Phillips and Burke. So Phillips of Stets is out in front. As here comes now the man from Rhodes Hall, that's Farrier. Farrier has slipped in second, but going past Farrier is Barker. Barker in second, but still holding them off on the inside. The man from the Breadbasket Parish, Kimani Phillips, he takes it 51.91 seconds for Kimani Phillips. Barker of St. Catherine is in second, 51.86 seconds for Phillips. That's the official time. Barker's time not on the board just as yet, but Phillips' winning time is 51.86. Barker is second, 52.00, and Farrier is third, 52.67 seconds. First, second, and third in the boys class 2. This is the 400 meters. That was section D, or should I say the fourth section. Section E coming up.
Lane 5. Lane 5 is on track.
Sixth facing the starter.
In lane 1, Tiandre Downer, Homewood Technical. Lane
Tiandre Downer of Homewood Technical is in 1. Ajay Brown, Ferncourt is in 2. We don't see anyone in lane 3 though. It should be St. Catherine Mackenzie. Bustamantis White is in 4. Shorter from St. Jago in 5. You have Hoffman from Excelsior in 6. And Anderson Clarendon College is in lane 7. As we stated before. So 5 facing the starter.
In lane 1, Keandre Downer, Homewood. Lane 4, Jaheem White, Bustamantis.
I thought Brown of Ferncourt was there though. No, he was not. Says 5 facing the starter. Lanes 1, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So Dono of Homewood Technical in 1. In 4, you have White of Bustamante. 5, Shorter, St. Jago. 6, Hoffman of Excelsior. And in 7, Clarendon College's Anderson. Athletes going into their respective blocks. On the start of section 5, the boys class 2, 400 meters. Going out well though is Clarendon College's Anderson. Has gone out strong. On the inside says Hoffman. So Hoffman of Excelsior is there, but the man from Bustamante White has the lead. Hoffman is challenging on his outside. It is the man from Bustamante. Call him the big man himself, White. Jaheem White. 51.79 is the flash time. 51.68 seconds for White. Hoffman is second. 52.6 seconds track. Buckle in 1, Hunter in 2, Hawthorne in 3, Allison in 4, in 6 you have Mullins, and in 7 Malcolm. 6-man field to close out the class 2 boys, 400 meters.
Set.
Oh, Buckle gets out of the blocks before the gun was fired. You have seen the officials not being lenient with some athletes. So let's see what decision will be made. Will it be straight red for Buckle, who walks off the field though. Did not even wait on the decision from the officials. So that should tell you a thing or two. The red flag. So Buckle is off.
On your mark.
So Buckle is walking like he's going to the track. Going into the blocks. His friend tell him he can run under protest, but no, he cannot.
Set.
So the gun has set them away. The final heat in the boys class 2, 400 meters. So Mullings of Falcons goes by his clubmate Malcolm. Moving well on the inside also from Clarendon College is Allison. Allison looks well and settled just behind the 2 men from Falcons, Mullings and Malcolm. So Allison is in that 3rd position based on the stagger. Coming around the bend, he's gaining with every step he makes. Coming around that final bend, Allison of Clarendon College is way out, or should I say just in front, and hits the front in the top position. So Allison of Clarendon College, he's feeling the pain though, and feel the presence of the rest of the competitors, but Allison will take it, and he goes across the line shouting as he goes across. 52.14 seconds. In a bit of pain, was grimacing somewhat. That's a flash time. The official time is 52.06 seconds for Allison. He's from Clarendon College, taking that top spot in that 6th and final heat. Mullins is second, 53.00, and in 3rd, Hunter, 53.34 seconds. So the next event on track is class 1. We had classes 3 and 2. It's down to Class 1 boys, 400 meters. What we have here is 6 sections. So they're getting ready for the first.
Class 1 boys, 400 meters. Second heat for the Class 1 boys, 400 meters.
So the first heat is on the track in the boys Class 1, 400 meters. So Ryan Mine from Edwin Allen is in 1. Andre Harris St. Jago is in 2. Zachary Hall Falcons in 3. We don't see anyone. In lane 4. Clive Daly, Homewood Technical in 5. Mitchell and a lock from Stets is missing in action. Should have been in 6. Clement of Bustamante in 7. Everybody want to see what Andre Harris has to offer from St. Jago. The 5-man field for the first of many heats in this boys Class 1, 400 meters. Timed final, Central Hurdles and Relays, the 2023 edition. God has sent them away. Good start from Clement of Bustamante. Also going well from Homewood Technical is Mitchell. On the inside from Edwin Allen is Myton in the light blue. Has gained somewhat on St. Jago's Harris. So cruising along on the back stretch. It is Myton and Harris. That's the top 2. Edwin Allen's Myton and Harris of St. Jago. And they've gone past the duo of Mitchell and Clement on the outside. Lane 6 and 8. Coming through on the inside in lane 1 is Myton of Edwin Allen. He's cruising home. Mine of Edwin Allen in that second position is Mitchell of Homewood Technical, but Myton of Edwin Allen will take the top spot. Ray Myton in the first heat stops the clock at 51.88 seconds, and in second from Homewood Technical looks to be Mitchell, but 51.81 seconds. Mitchell of Homewood Technical is second, 54.62. First and second in that first heat on boys Class 1.
54.62, Clement third, Bustamante 55.17.
Heat number 2, boys Class 1, Lavar Berwick in 1. Errol Allen from Ferncourt is in 2. Berwick is from Excelsior though, the Eagles. Allen of Ferncourt in 2. In 3, Harris from St. Jago. In 4, Donovan White of Homewood Technical. And in lane 6, Stephen Smith of St. Catherine. Don't see Les Sterling of St. Mary High or Akeem Fraser-Pryce of Bustamante. So 5-man field once again for the second heat. Berwick in 1, Allen in 2, Harris in 3, and White in 4. Smith of St. Catherine is in lane 6. Second heat in the boys Class 1, 400 meters. God has sent them away, going out well. St. Catherine Smith, he is in lane 6. Trying to gain somewhat from Homewood Technical is in White. White has gained, as was motored on, and with every step he makes, he has gained on the man from Bustamante, and he now hits the 200 meters mark from St. Catherine. Pardon me, not Bustamante. Stephen Smith of St. Catherine. So it's a man from Homewood Technical, White, with a slight advantage coming around the bend. Also moving well is Barrick of Excelsior. He's in lane 1. He's in second at the present time. However, he begins to pump his arms. Barrick trying to come through. So too from San Diego is Harris. But Barrick and home with technicals White. White fighting off the challenge of Barrick. And White stops the clock at 49.32 seconds. He's all smiles as he goes across the line. And in second from Excelsior is Barrick. And 49.21 seconds for White. Allen 50.31 seconds. And that's incorrect though, to be honest. Allen is from Ferncourt, but Excelsior's Barrick was second. And Harris is third, 50.72 seconds. Smith is fourth, 54.16. That needs to be corrected because it was Barrick who actually finished second. Now it has been corrected. Barrick second, 50.31, and it shows on the board. I'm getting ready for the third heat, or third section, the boys class 1, 400 meters. Roger Robertson, Excelsior in 1. Joel Codrington from Morant Bay should be in 2. And Troy Oxford from Dintill in 3. Malachi Needham from St. Jago in 4. Jamar Davis, very technical in 5. Adrian Sutherland from Rhodes Hall in 6. And Bustamantes Radane Duckham, in 7th. And in 8, David Chano from St. Catherine. So Sutherland of Rhodes Hall is missing in action. So 7-man field. Robertson, Codrington, Oxford, Needham, Davis in 5, Dukan in 7, and Channel in 8. Athletes on their marks.
Set.
Robertson, Codrington, Oxford, Needham. And the gun has sent them away. And getting out well is Dukan of Bustamante, has gained on Chana of St. Catherine, who is in lane 8. On the inside of Dukan is Sutherland, actually not Sutherland, Davis of Veer Technical, as Sutherland failed to make the starter. Davis of Veer Technical now hits the front like a runaway train on the 200 meters mark. Is Davis of Veer Technical out in front, cruising along, you may say. Jamar Davis on the inside of Davis. It is Needham of St. Jago. The top two at the present time coming around the bend. Needham of St. Jago has taken full control, has gone past the man from Veer Technical, Davis. So it's Needham of St. Jago out in front, and on the inside Robertson of Excelsior making a challenge, but the man from St. Jago, Needham, cruising along and will take it. Needham takes it, and in second should be Veer Technicals Davis, and in third you have Robertson of Excelsior High. Needham's time is 52.37 seconds. He is from St. Jago. Veer Technicals Davis, I think, finished second. Yes, it is now, 53.21, and Robertson from Excelsior third, 53.51 seconds. First, second, and third. This in the boys class 1, 400 meters, section 3. Section 4 coming up. Kenil Campbell of Falcons in 4. Drysdale of Morant Bay in 2. In 3 you have Sajay Campbell, St. Catherine. In 4, Damian White of Rhodes Hall. Missing in action again, another Rhodes Hall athlete. Patrick Johnson, Veer Technical, in 5. From Ferncourt, Tariq Mooney. And Kamani Melbourne of Dintill in 7.
On your mark.
This is the fourth section. The boys class 1 for 100 meters. We told you before we're going to give you back that 4x800 meters on the girls' side. Homewood Technical, they won earlier this morning over Edwin Allen.
Set.
And clean start by the field. And we see Melbourne of Dintil having a slight advantage, but Moody now is gaining on Melbourne on the opening 100 meters. Also moving well, St. Catherine's Campbell on the back stretch, but it is Moody of Ferncourt is going well. St. Catherine also in the mix, and St. Catherine's Campbell in that second position. But still the top two at the present time. It is Melbourne of Dintil and Moody of Ferncourt. That's the top two cruising around into the home stretch. I said the term cruising, but they're not. They're tussling. They're fighting. It is Melbourne of Dintil and Moody of Ferncourt. That's the top two. Snyder 3 sneak through on the inside. This from St. Catherine is Campbell, but they can't start the man on the inside. This from Dintil from Ferncourt. Moody. Tariq Murden takes the top spot ahead of Melbourne of Dintil. 52.44 seconds. This for Tariq Moody of Ferncourt. 52.18 is the official time. And Melbourne of Dintil is second. 52.80 seconds. But Moody taking the top spot in section 4. 52.18. Melbourne finishes in second. 52.80 seconds. And Drysdale third. 53.59.
Team number 5 will take the top, class 1 boys, 400 meters. Lane 2, Lane 3, Elizabeth Henry, St. Elizabeth Technical. Lane 4, Demario Cook. And lane 8, McCain Linton, Southern Tractor.
On your mark. Set.
On a break of the start for section E of the boys class 1 for 100 meters.
All hurdlers, make your way to the car room. 70-meter hurdles, class 4 girls. 80-meter hurdles, class 3 girls. 100-meter hurdles, class 2 girls. 100-meter hurdles,
Section E.
class 1 girls. Make your way to the car room, please.
Dintil Technicals, Booker in 2. Henry from Stets is in 3. Crooks of San Diego in 4. McLean, very technical, in 5.
On your mark.
Rhodes Hall James in 6. And Human from Falcons is in lane 7. The penultimate heat in the boys class 1 for 100 meters.
Set.
Gun has sent them away. And a good start this from Linton of Falcons. Has gone away from everyone. Certainly going well is McLean has gone after him. And inside Crooks of San Diego. That's the top 3 at the present time. Crooks of San Diego now on the shoulders of McLean of Vare Technical. He has gone by McLean though, and on the hunt for Falcons Human, who is in that top position with about 150 meters to go. The man from San Diego, Crooks, having a slight advantage based on the stagger coming around the bend. Crooks will come off the bend in the top position. It's Crooks of San Diego, but the inside of Crooks looks to me like Booker is also there from Dintil. but Dintil's Booker has moved away, has gone into another with gear, and will take the top spot. It is Booker of Dintil, 50.47 seconds for Dintil's Booker. Finishing in second is Human of Falcons Track Club, 50.39 seconds for Booker of Dintil Technical. And in second should be Human. Human's time is 51.32 seconds. For second, he represents the Falcons Track Club. And no time or no placing on the board just yet for third. But Booker taking the top spot as we get ready for the next heat. And James finishes in third. Well, the coach that once coached St. Jago and Woolmer's boys is now at Dintil, his alma mater. Danny Hawthorne is now the head coach of Dintil Technical. Has been there from last September. I did not know he went to Dintil. And they have a few additions to their track and field team. They're trying to build track and field at Dintil Technical.
On your mark.
The final heat comes up. The boys class 1. Williams of Veer Technical in 2. Paul of Edwin Allen in 3. Shan of Excelsior in 4. Pinnock St. Jago in 5. And Jackson Falcons in 6. Hamilton, Clarendon College in lane 7. Hamilton gets out well. Jackson on his inside. In striking distance though, but moving well in the middle of the pack from Edwin Allen is Powell. You have to look from Antonio Powell. Has basically covered the field with 200 meters to go. Antonio Powell getting somewhat on the man from Clarendon College, Hamilton. So Hamilton on the outside, Antonio Powell of Edwin Allen cruising around the bend, entering into the home stretch. He starts as a favorite in this event. Antonio Powell now all alone on the home stretch with about a 20-meter lead over the man from Clarendon College, Hamilton, who is in second. But Antonio Powell powers and slows up somewhat, but he will take the final section in the boys class 1 for 100 meters, stopping the clock at 49.47 seconds for Antonio Powell. That's the flash time. The official time not on the board just as yet, but 49.47 seconds is the flash time. The official time is 49.44 seconds for Antonio Powell. 49.44 for Antonio Powell. No more placings. No more placings on the board. So that is section F. You have one more heat, pardon me, never noticed. G. And that is another heat. Well, this should be the final in the boys class 1. Sean Gordon of St. Jago is in, or should be in lane 1. Raheen Bell of St. Jago in 2. Derek Grant of Ferncourt. We don't see Derek Grant on the track. Richard Nelson, Clarendon College in 4. Asana Dennis of Stets in 5. Kennedy of Edwin Allen is in 6. Green from St. Catherine in 7. And Webster of Stets is in lane 8. You have to look for Delano Kennedy. Ran 45.49 seconds last year at the World Under 20 Championship. Surprised many. Ran a personal best. Many persons expect him to shine this year. Delano Kennedy in lane 6. I think this is his first outing in the 400 meters this season. A talented individual from Edwin. Well, the question was raised last year. The question was raised last year. Why running your personal best at that time of the year? Was it planned? So the athletes are standing behind their blocks. Still again, the lane assignments.
On your mark.
So, 7 facing the starter. In the final section for the boys class 1 for 100 meters. Gordon is in 1. Bell is in 2. Nelson from Clarendon College is in 4. Dennis Stets in 5. And Kennedy is in 6. Now gaining on Kennedy is Deshauna Dennis of Stets. A move on the backstretch going well on the outside is Webster of Stets. That's the top 2. Now Kennedy has stepped into another gear on the backstretch, but still Webster is going strong. He's out in lane 8 from the breadbasket parish. Stets, Webster. Well, here comes Kennedy. Looks pretty relaxed though, Kennedy. With about 120 meters to go, Delana Kennedy, the man who has ran 45.4 on his belt, his first outing this year, he's leading the pack, entering into the home field. Delana Kennedy, the national representative, has the lead and is cruising home, shaking his head from left to right, stopping the clock at 48.04 seconds. His first outing, Delana Kennedy, 48.04 is the flash time for Kennedy. And the official time not on the board just as yet. 47.93 seconds for Kennedy. Dennis is second, 48.48 seconds. And in third, Nelson, 49.35 seconds. So Kennedy, many persons think that he has the potential to run 45.0 this year, or maybe 44.9. But that's just potential. He has to show it on the track. Next is the men's 400 meters. Completion of the boys class 1. Men's open. 400 meters. 3 heats on the cards. Getting ready for the first section. Then more bigs in lane 2.
So 3 heats for the men, seniors. Lane 2.
In lane 5, Antonio Parker, Tajay Antonio Parker in 5. In 6, Rashid Foster of Micah University. And in 7, also of Micah, is Linton Simmons.
Also running on attack. Lane 6, Rashid
Well, in 5,
Michael.
unattached though, but donning a GC Foster gear. Well, the tights.
On your mark.
First of 3, men's 400 meters. Biggs in 2. Antonio Parker in 5. Foster in 6. And Simmons in 7. 4-man field for the first of 3 heats. And the gun has set them away. Simmons gets out well on the inside of Simmons is Foster. Both have moved away from the other 2 in the 4-man field. On the backstretch, Simmons maintaining the top position. In second is Foster. And in third, it looks to be Antonio Parker. That's the top 3. Way behind is Biggs. Glenmuir Biggs is trailing about 50 or 60 meters. But going back to the top of the pack, still Simmons of Micah University having the top position. But here comes the move by Antonio Parker, who has gone past Foster into that second position. So the move has been made by Antonio Parker, who is in second. And in the top position is Simmons. But Antonio Parker now hits the front like a runaway train. Antonio Parker is all alone and has certainly stepped it up a notch. It goes across the line, 50.05 seconds for Antonio Parker. In second is Simmons of Michael, and in third is Foster. Finishing fourth is Biggs. Winning time is 49.97 seconds for Parker. Simmons is second, 52.37 seconds, and in third should be Foster. His time is 53.80 seconds. I don't know why Anthony Foster is smiling. Foster did say that he went to the World Championships and finished third in the 800 meters. And we don't know about that. Nobody knows about that. It was a media race. But I think it was not the A race, the B race, or the C race. It was the third Jamaican. Or to the three Jamaicans that entered the race, he was the third Jamaican. He's making the correction. So the second men's open 400 meters is on the cards. Jose Buckeridge is in 3. 4. Richards of Michael University. In 5, Peters Gill, MVP. In 6, from GC Foster College, Sharp. And in 7, from Michael University, Williams. So 5-man field for the second section in the men's open 400 meters. And the women earlier on. And the gun has sent them away. On the outside, Williams of Michael University. On the inside of Williams is Sharp. He's in lane 6. And moving well, coming through Richards of Michael University. So Richards of Michael University has slipped into that second position. On the outside, Williams, also of Michael, is in the mix. Top 2 at the present time. So Williams. And then now the move has been made. Sharp of GC Foster. Now he's the front. On the inside, Richards of Michael. That's the top 2. So Sharp of GC Foster is way out in front. Sharp of GC Foster is out in front and is going right on the line. Sharp and Petersgill. A blanket finish for the two. Petersgill sneaking on the inside. 51.36 seconds is the flash time. Richards gets it, 51.23 seconds. 51.25 for Petersgill. Unless they made a lane change. And Williams, 52.23 seconds.
Williams third, 52.23.
I don't know if that's correct though, to be honest. But they'll make the adjustment in the results.
Antoine Green, Michael. Lane 3, Omar McLeod. Lane 3, Dennis Luke, GC Foster. Lane 4. That's lane 4 for Dennis Luke. Let's go again, Antoine Green.
So we're working out the final section. So looking in lane 2, Antoine Green from Michael University. GC Foster, Kamara Neal is in 3. In 4, Danique Luke from GC Foster. In 5, Ryan Webster. In 6, Brian Roach from GC Foster. In 7, Hutchinson. And in 8, Jamil Young. Oh, seems like Roach got out of the blocks and walked out of the blocks, so they called it back. The final heat, a reminder, the green of Michael in 2, Neil of GC Foster in 3, Luke of GC Foster in 4, Ran Webber in 5, GC Foster Roach in 6, Hutchinson from Michael in 7, and Young of Michael is in lane 8. So a lot more events coming up, 70 meters hurdles, 100 meter hurdles, 110 meters hurdles. So you have a lot more action to give you throughout the day. A reminder of the persons who missed the Girls Open 4x8.
On the mark.
We will play that race for you.
Set.
Now the gun has set them away. The final heat in the men's for 100 meters. And going on the outside, going well though, is Jamil Young of Micah University. He is in lane 8, cruising along on the inside. It looks to be Roach of GC Foster College, also in the mix. He's in lane 6. Also there, it is Young. Looks like Roach will carry the field in the home stretch. Luke of GC Foster is out in front. So it's Luke of GC Foster College. And going across the line, the top position, 47.66 seconds for Luke of GC Foster College. 47.58 seconds for GC Foster College's Luke. Weber is in second, 49.62 seconds. And in third is Neil, 49.84 seconds on the cards. So we told you before that we have the 4x800 meters to give to you as we take a break from the live action. Hurdles coming up, 70 meters hurdles, 100 meters hurdles, and 110 meters hurdles.
So we now have the opportunity to show you our rerun of not the rerun, but we'll now replay the steeplechase. We will start with the girls 2000 meter steeplechase, and then that will be followed by the boys 2000 meter steeplechase.
In 3 competitors in the 2000 meters steeplechase open for girls. And they're sent off. The 2000 meters steeplechase open competitors are out. Sonia Gibson and Tarika Clark, the two at the top at the moment. Campbell in third. All the competitors for the 2000 meters steeplechase open for boys, make your way to the call room. This is the final call for you. 2000 meters steeplechase open for boys. All competitors, make your way to the call room. So it's good to be here at the GC Foster College of Physical Education and Sport for central hurdles, relays, jumps, throws, meet. That's the name of it. Central hurdles, relays, jumps, and throws meet. This is the 2023 edition. Not seeing a lot of persons in the stand or a lot of people in the stands as yet, but I'm sure as the day gets on, we'll see more persons here or more people here. Yeah, not persons, right? People, yeah. More people will be here. Yes, sir. So Clark and Gibson. 2,000 meters steeplechase open. It seems as if Campbell has stopped. So only 2 remaining in the steeplechase open for girls, Clark and Gibson. So these 2 running shoulder to shoulder. Gibson now pulls away. Well, Clark back to her shoulders. Two minutes 21 gone in this 2,000 meters steeplechase open for girls. All the competitors for 4x800 meter relay open. Girls and boys, make your way to the call room. 4x800 meter relay open. Girls and boys, competitors, make your way to the call room. 3 laps remaining now for the 2 on track, running side by side. Tarika Clark, Sanya Gibson. Gibson has a personal best of 7 minutes 13:63. And Gibson from Edwin Allen in blue on the track. In burgundy, Homewood Technicals, Tarika Clark. I'm seeing 4 athletes waiting for the 2,000 meters steeplechase open for boys. So on the home stretch, Clark and Gibson running pretty even at the moment. Gibson with the slight lead now over Clark. 2 laps remaining for the competitors on track in the 2,000 meter steeplechase open for girls. You have the boys at the long jump area, the class 3 boys. Class 4 girls, high jumpers at the high jump area. Those 2 events will get on the way momentarily. So again, rosterathletics.com for live results of the central hurdles, relays, jumps and throws. Gibson now pulls away nicely from Clark. 600 meters to go for them. So we started with 3 competitors. Janelle Campbell of Edwin Allen stopped pretty early. Only 2 remains. So Sanya Gibson with just about 500 meters to run. Clark now on the home stretch. Over the hurdle, Sanya Gibson. Pulls away nicely from Clark. Final lap now for Gibson. Final lap for Clark. So Gibson steps on the gas. And Clark fell, but she's up again. 300 meters remaining now for Gibson of Edwin Allen. 2,000 meters steeplechase open for high school girls. So she has a personal best of 7 minutes 13.63. 200 meters remaining for Sanya Gibson of Edwin Allen. Tarika Clark of Homewood in second. 150 meters to go for Gibson. Around the bend and onto the home stretch. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Sanya Gibson of Edwin Allen as she makes her way home. Her personal best remains 7 minutes 13.63. I'm not hearing the applause. Give her a round of applause, everybody. Sanya Gibson, Edwin Allen gets across the line to take the 2,000 meters steeplechase open for girls. 7 minutes 29.18 is the flash time. Tarika Clark now of Homewood Technical pushes to the line. Give her a round of applause, everybody. Tarika Clark, Homewood Technical. So 7 minutes 29.11 the winning time for Gibson. And Clark second, 7 minutes 47.65.
I'm gonna stop here.
Good morning, Rosie. How are you, my friend? You look wonderful. 4 competitors for the 2,000 meters steeplechase open for boys.
Step up.
Yeah.
So ensuring the hurdles are at the right height. As we wait for the start of the 2,000 meters steeplechase open for boys.
On your marks.
And they're off. 5 laps to go for the competitors in the 2,000 meters steeplechase open. So Ainsley Campbell has the lead. White of Rhodes Hall in second. Clark, Kingston College in third. Onto his shoulders now, Chevron Wardlaw. Passing him by. So Chevron Wardlaw moves to third. Now in second. Still leading Ainsley Campbell of Kingston College. So 3 from Kingston College, 1 from Rhodes Hall. Kingston College in their purple and white. Rhodes Hall in the orange top. So Campbell still leading. Wardlow in second. Clark in third, and White of Rhodes Hall in fourth. So the long jump for class 3 boys have not yet started. They're getting ready for that event. The class 4 girls, high jumpers, getting ready for their event. Looks as if they'll start in just a while. Shot put and discus over at the respective areas. So Wardlow now with the lead in the 2,000 meters steeplechase. The three from Kingston College running closely together. 3 laps to go for the three from Kingston College. 3 laps to go for White. God bless you, ma'am. How are you? Good to see you. So Wardlow, Kingston College, Clark in second.
Welcome back to the Central Hurdles and Relays. So we get ready for the first event. As we apologize for that break a while ago, but we have to go to the live events. 70 meters hurdles for girls. Tiana Johnson, Edwin Allen is in 2. Phillips was all in 3. Stewart St. Elizabeth in 4. St. Catherine Treasure in 5. Hibbert in 6. And Bartley from Edwin Allen in 7. We're enjoying the Central Hurdles and Relays. A bit windy though on this Saturday in St. Catherine, GC Foster College. Johnson in 2, Phillips in 3, Stewart 4, Treasure 5, K. Hibbert in 6, and Bartley in 7. The first heat of the 70 meters hurdles. Stewart is from Stets, Treasure from St. Catherine, Hibbert Homewood Technical, Bartling Edwin Allen, and Johnson Edwin Allen. Don't see Tiana Johnson though. I see Phillips from Rhodes Hall in 3. So Tiana Johnson missing in action. Should be 5 facing the starter for the first heat in the girls class 4 70 meters hurdles. And the gun has set them away. Great start from Treasure of St. Catherine. Treasure of St. Catherine is leading the pack. On the outside is Bartley of Edwin Allen. But Treasure of St. Catherine ahead of Bartley. And in third should be Hibbert of Homewood Technical. 11.76 seconds for Treasure. St. Catherine. 11.67 seconds for Treasure. Bartley finishes second, 11.74 seconds. And in third, Hibbert. I'll give you the official time in a very short while. 12.18 seconds for Hibbert. She's from Homewood Technical. That is the first section. Centimeter hurdles, class 4. There are 4 sections.
Meters per second, the wind speed for heat 1. Winning time.
So the second heat on the cards. Markela Nunez from Edwin Allen in 2. Deandra Horton from Gainstead in 3. Rance Bay Ariana Thomas in 4. Rachel Willery Rhodes Hall in 5. Homewood Technicals Ashley Shepherd in 6. Edwin Allen's Georgia Barracks in 7.
Mark Taylor Nunez. Mark Taylor Nunez. Edwin Allen. Lane 3.
So getting ready for the second section of 4. Nunez, Edwin in 2. Horton, Gainstead is missing in action. Thomas of Moran Bay is 4. Rachel Willering, Rhodes Hall is 5. Ashley Shepherd, Homewood Technical 6, and Georgia Barracks from Edwin Allen is in lane 7. Gunn has set them away. Great start for Barracks of Edwin Allen. Also going well is Nunez of Edwin Allen, but coming through from Morant Bay is Thomas of Morant Bay, and it's going to be Thomas of Morant Bay taking it ahead of Homewood Technical's Shepherd. 12.28 seconds for Thomas of Morant Bay. 12.18 seconds is the official time, and in second should be Shepherd of Homewood Technical. Not on the board just as yet. Now it comes. Shepherd of Homewood Technical 12.20, and Barracks finishing third. 12.39 seconds. Barracks is from Edwin Allen.
For your kind and usual assistance, I am sure you will be assisting me for all the hurdles.
So the third of 4 in the girls' class 4, 70 meters hurdles. Gordon, Edwin Allen is in 2. Hendricks, Morant Bay is in 3. Alexander, St. Catherine in 4. Sullivan, Edwin Allen in 5. Oakley in 6 from Homewood Technical. In 7, Moody of Excelsior, and lane 8 is Morrison from Clarendon College. Seems like Alexander of St. Catherine. Oh, she's there. I was wondering if she was missing in action. Moody from Excelsior is missing. She should have been in lane 7. And the gun has set them away. Great start it was from Hendricks of Morant Bay. Hendricks of Morant Bay, but going through from Homewood Technical is Oakley. Oakley of Homewood Technical goes over the final flight of hurdles and takes the top spot. Oakley of Homewood Technical ahead of St. Catherine's. Alexander second. Oakley's time is 11.37 seconds. Alexander is second, 12.15, and Sullivan third, 12.62 seconds. Top 3 in the girls' class 4. This is 70 meters hurdles.
Class 2 boys, the discus throwers, kindly report to the discus throw area. Circle 2, class 2 boys, the discus throwers, kindly report to the discus throw area. Circle 2.
Getting ready for the next heat. Well, just looking down the long jump going on. Girls class 2 long jump.
So the final heat on track now for the class 4 girls, 70 meter hurdles. Lane 2.
As we focus somewhat on the long jump, we get ready for the next heat in the girls class 4, 70 meters hurdles. Tanisha Gale, Edwin Allen in 2. Kalandra Brown of St. Catherine in 3. Chantel Lee Brown of Clarendon College in 4. You have Cordella Gabidon, of Excelsior in 5. And Davidson, Morant Bay in 6. Homewood Technicals Wallace in 7. And Roberts of Morant Bay in lane 8. And the gun has sent them away. Good start is from Davidson of Morant Bay. Going well on the inside also is Brown. And it's going to be the young lady from Excelsior, the Eagles, coming through on top. That's Gabidon, taking the top spot. 11.73 seconds for Gabidon. Second is Brown, 12.03. And in third is Wallace, 12.40 seconds.
Waiting on the weight and reading as they prepare now for the 80-meter hurdles for class 3 girls.
So we go back to focus on the long jump as they get ready for the next event on track, the girls class 3, 100 meters hurdles.
All boys, classes 3 to 1, make your way to the call room. Classes 3 to 1 hurdlers, boys, make your way now to the call room. Class 2 boys discus throwers shall report to the discus area, ring 2. So 2 heats to come for the class 3 girls, 80-meter hurdles.
So 2 heats to come to the class 3 girls, 80-meter hurdles. I did say 100-meter hurdles, but the correction, 80-meter hurdles for class 3. There's 2 heats to come. I don't know why I'm rushing it like that. Oh, that's his schedule. Harvey of Excelsior in 2 for the first heat. Russell, Homer Technical in 3. Ellis of St. Catherine in 4. And Edwin Allens Brown in 5. As a long jump, class 2 is going on. Not great wind though, because -3 we see on the wind gauge. So they are battling the wind here at GC Foster College. So we look now on some more results. Give you some results earlier this morning. After the javelin throw, high school for boys. Focus more on the field events. Class 3 girls, high jump was won by McKay of Edwin Allen, clearing the bar at 1.60 meters. Alia Willery from Rhodes Hall was second, 1.50, and Longmore Homewood Technical third, 1.50, which was her personal best, clearing the bar at that height. High jump for class 3 girls, which I gave you a short while ago. Long jump for men was won by Sean D. Thompson, Sprintech, 7.34 meters. David Tomlinson of GC Foster College was second, 6.70 meters. And Shane Wilson of GC Foster College, third, 6.56 meters. First, second, and third in the men's long jump event. Discus throw men open is on in earnest. Frederick Dakers, 63.82 meters. Chad Wright, 58.62. And Glenford Watson has thrown 56.60 meters. Shamar Reed have thrown 54.45, his personal best on the cards. So they're getting ready now for the next event on track. 80 meters hurdles. Girls class 3. Half of Excelsior in 2. Russell Homer Technical in 3. Alice of St. Catherine in 4. And Brown of Edwin Allen in 5. Athletes are standing behind their blocks. I have to say congratulations again to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce for taking the Sportswoman of the Year award last evening at the Pegasus Hotel. Athletes going into their respective blocks. And the gun has sent them away. Edwin Allens Brown on the outside. Edwin Allens Brown on the outside. Coming through on the inside is Ellis. And it's going to be Brown, I think, ahead of Ellis. Brown takes a top spot ahead of Ellis. 11.91 seconds for Brown. Ellis is second from St. Catherine. 11.97. Brown is from Edwin Allen. Harvey is third. 12.03 seconds. First, second, and third. This in the 80 meters hurdles. This is section 1.
is 4.
As you see the time on your screen.
1. Russell Homewood Technical.
So Brown taking the top spot from Edwin. A fighter. That's Brown. I was getting ready now for the next heat. 80-meter hurdles. Girls class 3. Section B. Amina Douglas is in lane 2. Tashika Thompson in 3. Lindo from St. Catherine in 4. Sasha Spencer from Homewood Technical in 5. And Kisa King from Very Technical in 6. So just 3 facing the starter, lanes 2, 3 and 4. Douglas, Thompson and Lindo. Douglas from Edwin Allen. Thompson, Excelsior, and Lindo, St. Catherine. Golden Hand set them away. Good start on the inside from Douglas of Edwin Allen, but moving away from the pack is Lindo of St. Catherine. Lindo of St. Catherine cruising over the hurdles is Lindo. She takes it ahead of Excelsior's Thompson in second. And Douglas does not finish the race. 11.69 seconds for Lindo ahead of Thompson from Excelsior. 12.28 seconds. First and second in the final section, the girls class 3 80 meters hurdles. So we'll continue to focus on the long jump, to make some adjustments on the hurdles and put more hurdles on the track for the 100 meters class 2. Coming up next, the next event on the track. So just 2 heats in the class 2 100 meters hurdles. So at that end we have 100 meters for class 1. Then we have class 3, 2 and 1. Class 3 100 on the boys side. 2 and 1 110 meters hurdles. Brian Level, Tia Clayton were all on show this morning through to this afternoon. Central hurdles and relays. Tia and Tina running the 400 meters. Both finishing down the pecking order though in their respective heats. In the women's 400 meters, both looking a little bit overweight. And then Brian Level anchoring home Edwin Allen in the boys class 1 4x1, and Kennedy, the man who went to the World Under 20 Championships last year and false started in that final 400 meters. Expectations got high from him when he ran his personal best of 45.4. He's a strong, tall individual, has some speed under his belt, and as I said before, expectations are high for this young man in the youth arena this year. Many may say Kennedy is the real deal, but let's wait and see. If he has an injury-free season, let's see what can come of it. You're watching the girls class 2 long jump event.
Not yet finished with the setup of the hurdles, so just a while I'll give you the competitors for the class 2 girls.
It's good to see some athletes back on the tracks. A lot of the athletes have left and gone on to college. Dejanay Oakley has gone on to Texas recently. Major talent from Clarendon College. And Heidel has also lost a few athletes. Brianna Liston is one who has also gone on to college, LSU. And she did have more years left at the high school level, but she decided to go that route, which you can't blame her. It's a route that you can go, so why not go? It may benefit her in the long term for Jamaica, because it may look on the long run in terms of Jamaica. Kiara Grant was sensational yesterday. Had some injury issues last year, and for a couple of years has been sensational at NCAAs. Ran on the indoors yesterday. Former athlete from Alpha. And from class 4 to class 3, she was dominant and had some injury issues, but she's back with a bang indoors. And when you speak about track and field in Jamaica, you have to wonder about the women and the 100 meters. What's going to be happening? At least 8 or 9 ladies ran under 11 seconds last year. Many persons are expecting a lot more to go under the mark. Not the 10.6 Shelly has done to make it her home, but going on 11 seconds. A lot this year. As we were talking, the Western Relays, Saturday, February 11th at GC Foster College. Primary schools, high schools, world-class clubs, powerhouse institutions.
That's the competition for the 60 meters for women and men.
And Track Alert will be here. We're broadcasting that event live from this venue, GC Foster College. And Foster don't have to worry, don't have to travel though. Once upon a time, Western Relays were held at Montego Bay Sports Complex. But guess what? We're back on the track. The 100 meters hurdles. This is girls class 2. The first of 2 heats. Knight of Home and Technical in 1, Lewis of Edwin Allen in 2, Allwood St. Catherine in 3, Wilson's Edwin Allen in 4, and Janeek Salmon of Stets in 5. Carr of Edwin Allen is in lane 6. 6 facing the starter. 6 on the board. Knight of Homewood, Lewis of Edwin Allen, Allwood St. Catherine, Wilson of Edwin Allen, Salmon of St. Elizabeth, and Carr of Edwin Allen. Edwin Allen should have 3 athletes in this event. No athlete is in lane 2, so Lewis is out. And in 5, Salmon of Stets is also out. Gunn has sent them away. Great start for Carr of Edwin Allen. Also moving well is Wilson. Wilson of Edwin Allen has a slight advantage. Wilson's there, and Allwood is trying to mount a challenge, but Wilson is going towards the line and she takes it. Wilson of Edwin Allen takes the top spot ahead of Allwood of St. Catherine. 14.12 seconds is the flash time. 14.03 is the official time for Wilson. Allwood is second, 14.17 seconds. And in third, telling you that in a very short while, is Carr, 14.41 seconds. First, second, and third in the girls' class 2 100 meters hurdles, the first of 2 heats. Heat 2 coming up.
100 meter hurdles, heat 2.
Love of Edwin Allen, Bailey of Homewood Technical in 2, Young of St. Catherine in 3, 4 showcases Williams of Vere Technical in 5, Edwin Allen James in 6. You have Gordon of St. Mary, and in lane 7 is Meikle of Homewood Technical. getting ready. Oh, I thought they were ready.
So can I get a shout out from all the parents present here at DC Foster Parents?
As athletes, it's coming onto their blocks though.
Lovely. Grandparents, are you here? No, them two lady around the line. This poor little mother here.
And the athletes not settled just yet for the final heat in the girls class 2 100 meters hurdles. Love, Bailey, Young, Williams, James, Gordon, Meikle. The gun had set them away. Young gets out wide from Stett on the outside. You have James of Edwin Allen moving well way outside. Is Meikle of Homewood Technical. It's Meikle of Homewood Technical cruising and taking the top spot. Meikle takes the head of her schoolmate Bailey. First and second for Homewood Technical. 13.77 seconds for Meikle. Second should be Bailey. Now it comes on the board. 14.37 seconds. And third is James. 14.74. First, second, and third in the girls' class 2 100 meters hurdles.
Like the granny cheer. Granny don't cheer all night with that blue boots that line. The granny cheer.
So a reminder of the winner, Kiara Meikle, 13.77 seconds. Regina Bailey, second, 14.37. And James of Edwin Allen, third, 14.74 seconds. Young finishing in fourth, 14, or should I say 0.18 seconds, 16.18 seconds, and 14 St. Catherine. Track is the girls' class 1, 100 meters hurdles.
100 meter hurdles. Run up. Run, not 2, not 3, run up.
So Serena Marsh of Edwin Allen is in lane 3. Amarian Constable from Excelsior in 4. Peter Gay Julius from Morant Bay in 5. Bishon Grant of Homewood Technical in 6. And Laquay Harrison from Clarendon College should be in lane 7. As we focus on the girls' class 1, 100 meters hurdles, the first of 2 heats. Timed final. Central hurdles and relays. As you were stating earlier on, the hurdles, they're going on now, and expectations are high that no one has a spot on the team to the World Championships. You all have to fight for that 3 individual spots, and with the quality being extended, not for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 athletes, you have a strong field for the 100 meters hurdles on the women's side, just as the 100 meters flat. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce comes in as the defending champion of the World Championship, so she won't compete in the 100 meters. So that leaves 3 more spots, so we'll have 4. Three spots available, as one has selected themselves by winning at the last World Championships last year. Athletes on their marks. Not ready. March looked good. Constable of Excelsior is in the max. Julius Omrat Bay is in 5. Grant, Homewood Technical, in 6. And Clarendon College's Harrison in 7. So 5 girl field, woman field, I should say, the girls class 1, 100 meters hurdles. First of 2 heats. And the gun has set them away. Homewood Technical's Grant gets out well. And moving well also is Constable of Excelsior. Constable of Excelsior having a slight advantage. This over Homewood Technical's Grant. It's Constable on the inside, Grant on the outside. Then the Constable of Excelsior gets it ahead of Grant of Homewood Technical. I think Constable gets it 15.45 seconds for Constable. Grant is second, 15.56 seconds. And Julius third. And tell you Julius' time in a very short while. Julius' time is 15.65 seconds. But Constable gets it ahead of Grant. Grant of Homewood Technical. Ready for the second and then the girls class 1, 100 meters. Hurdles. So Linda from Homewood Technical is in 2, south of Edwin Allen in 3, Hewlett St. Catherine in 4, Davis Excelsior in 5, and Forbes of Edwin Allen is in lane 6. So 5-woman field once again. For the final section, the girls class 1, 100 meters hurdles. Linda of Homewood, South Edwin Allen, Hewlett St. Catherine, Davis Excelsior, and Forbes of Edwin Allen. Have to look out for Hewlett of St. Catherine. But Forbes, the mix. I started not satisfied with something though. Now the athletes been asked to go into their respective blocks. Now, speaking about this meet earlier on today regarding some of the athletes who passed through or did their thing, more so than passing through. Linda, South, Hewlett, Davis, and Forbes, athletes on their marks. Gunn has set them away. Brilliant start for Forbes of Edwin Allen. In the middle of the pack, you have South of Edwin Allen. But coming through, Hewlett of St. Catherine. We spoke about her. Hewlett of St. Catherine holding on the challenge of Forbes. Hewlett of St. Catherine takes the top spot. It's Hewlett of St. Catherine ahead of Forbes of Edwin Allen. 14.04 seconds is the flash time for Hewlett of St. Catherine. 13.90 seconds is the official time. Forbes should be second. Forbes' time is 13.92 seconds. And in third is Davis, 14.55 seconds. The girls' class 1, 100 meters hurdles. This is section 2 of 2. 100 meters, 100 hurdles for Class 3 boys. White Toasteds. So Class 3 boys, 100 meters hurdles. So Burke of St. Jago is going well, but Burke of St. Jago is cruising along. It's going to be Burke of St. Jago gets the better of Page. He is a teammate. Burke ahead of Page. 14.37 seconds is the flash time. 14.11 seconds is the official time. And should be Page for second. And not on the board just as yet. Page's time is now 14.41 seconds. Burke 14.11 and Page 14.41, first and second on the cards. So next event is the boys class 2, 110 meters hurdles.
And then we go to the 60 meters for women, followed by the 60 meters for men. Competitors for that event should be...
So 110 meters hurdles for class 2 boys. See how many heats you have for the 110 meters. 2 sections for the boys class 2, 110 meters hurdles.
Competitors for the 200 meters, senior women.
And we know that we're having some technical issues regarding the voice or the sound and the action, you see. It may be a little bit delayed. So what we're going to do, we're going to ask persons to